Ladies and gentlemen, there's two N words.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
Y'all are listening to What's Left of the South.
Welcome back, everybody. Special announcement: Mark is gay.
You could have put your whole monologue you just had on the podcast.
It'll come back up because you're gonna have a miscommunication again.
Well, can't you see my pronouns? What's with the whoa? What is that?
Whoa. Your
Why are there
pronouns are.
numbers counting?
Oh, I said I set a stopwatch so we know what time we should I leave. Oh, why is it up there? Ooh, I don't
the
like
most
that.
annoying.
Oh yeah,
huge,
hold on.
Like,
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like
This
oh,
podcast
no,
is too
go away.
autistic for this.
Go away. I don't like that. Why is that there? Hold on. Reset. Stop. Yeah, I don't like that either. Fuck it. All right, whatever. We'll just go.
what
Anyway,
a cold
Mark,
open, huh?
first off, Mark, fuck you. I don't appreciate you're being a stereotypical okay, normal. What is this? What are these neo pronouns?
I use the normal ones.
Normal. Okay. I'm just gonna assume he him right now. I don't appreciate you.
Don't assume my gender.
I don't appreciate you, Mark. I don't appreciate you, Mark, picking up the communication habits of a man. Okay, this is bullshit. Okay, you were supposed to bring balance to the communication, not leave us in darkness. Okay, stop this. Stop. Bad son. Bad Zoomer.
This is because
That's pretty
right
awful.
before we started recording, Mark was talking about somebody and just started listing numbers. What these numbers mean, we didn't know.
It was
They'll
Mark's
become
personal.
relevant later.
It was Mark's personal number station. 172 3 8.
It's just like they said a name and then started listing numbers. Like, what does that mean?
It's like that movie. What was that
There
movie
was-
with Jim Carrey 23 or 27 or whatever the fuck it was?
Was that the one where he was like a serial killer?
I don't know. It was when he
Spoilers
tried
for Jim Carrey's 23 or 27 or whatever.
he tried to do a serious role and everyone was like, kind of ran off the rails after that.
I think that's what it was, is that like he read a book and it was like, you're gonna kill your wife, LOL. Good luck. And then
You
he
know,
was like, what does it mean?
we
And then he kills his wife.
we need a, you know what? Here's my woke take for the episode. We need to stop having movies about men killing their wives, and we need to start having more movies about wives killing their husbands.
Good
Kai
for her.
agrees. Kai agrees.
Sure. What I'm thinking is you need to start watching like Lifetime movies
I do.
because those exist.
Yeah, or just like the Dateline channel.
Also, we need more. We need more murder ballads about wives killing. We need more Earls Had to Die. We need more of wives killing their horrible husbands.
I mean, sure. Why is this coming from you? But okay.
Because I am
That's
a
his,
performative male. Kai.
white man fantasy is that he has to get taken out by a beautiful woman. Nothing else will do.
God,
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
fucking great.
I don't know if anybody remembers when I first made friends with Nelson, like very first made friends with Nelson, he was being horny on Maine and talking about wanting women to stab him constantly.
Listen,
Not a good look.
listen. I'm doing my part as a performative male, drinking my matcha and wanting a woman to stab me.
Nelson, have you ever actually had a matcha?
No, what is it?
It's green
Delicious.
tea. I will say that if you're not used to matcha, actual matcha, that's not like full of sugar or anything, it tastes like grass. I think it tastes like grass. It's very like herby.
So Mark would like it.
That's what I always get.
Mark is a performative male.
I mean, that's what the right would say.
Nelson, I need you to pause this. I have to go attend.
Hold on.
Where the hell were we?
See
Where
if
the
we can
hell were
develop.
we?
So basically, what I'm talking
ESP.
about is I want to rewrite Brooks and Dunn's Neon Moon, but it's about sundowning and boomers not knowing where they are when the sun
You don't
goes
need to
down.
write a song about a sundown town, Nelson.
Okay, first off, Mark, Okay, I know that Gen Z is obsessed with sundown towns. Okay, I'm on TikTok, 6'7". But I think it'll be funny to do a parody song about boomers and sundowning. So it'd be like when the sun goes down on my side of town, I don't know who I am or where do I go.
Edgy.
Christ. Christ. Jeez.
Haha, old people.
I know, right?
I'm
My
just kidding,
mom, my
buddy.
mom was like,
You're doing a great job.
I went to the cardiologist today and they said I'm perfectly fine and will live to 100. And I was like, oh, great.
Oh my God. I could just see the light leave your eyes, Nelson.
No, but she did say that somebody there or somebody she knew made a joke about like, I don't know if your son's gonna be happy about that. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Ouch.
This is my job, lady. I'm the only one allowed to say this. But then my mom and I came to an agreement that she's not allowed to take her money with her, like drain her all the her retirement and everything, trying to stay
Like a
alive.
pharaoh.
She was like, just kill me.
She'll get it all in gold coins and have it buried with her.
That
Exactly.
poor cat that she was trying to catch.
Did we talk about that? Do people
No, I
know?
don't think we did. Okay, so look, okay. My mom is a stereotypical like first generation like child of immigrants who like didn't like pets, right? And but my mom also can't make up her mind. And I'm not trying to be like, stereotypical like woman can't make up her mind. My mom literally could not make up her mind in that like she moved to a part of town that she really wanted to, and then 6 months later she was like, I don't like it here anymore. And literally like wanted to move away. I'm just like, you just got here, mom. You wanted to live here, and now you anyway. And so for some reason, and I've had this conversation with Mark and Kai because they're both animal lovers and pet lovers and uh
And autistic.
and autistic and
A
indigenous
bug bite,
and
bro.
what
A bug bite on my leg.
bug bite, bro. I've
Bro,
been
bro,
I've been
bro.
using this back scratcher the entire time. It feels great. But anyway, so there's this cat, this gray cat who looked very sweet and was like roaming around, and my mom was like, the cats scream at night, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay. And she was like, this gray cat. Automatically, my mom, as a boomer, goes to the cat's ugly because it's all about weight and looks. So this adorable gray cat that is a little bit malnourished, that probably needs some food because it's a stray. Uh, my mom is already calling ugly, right? But then she's like, I want to capture it and I want to feed it
Sure.
and let it live outside. I'm like, all right, no, but okay. And then she's like, I want to capture it and I want to get it spayed and then like let it go free so it doesn't run around and get pregnant or whatever, whatever. So I'm like, oh God, here we go again. So my mom's been feeding it, and then like she will go and be like, "Yeah, I can't," like this most annoying like screech. I showed it to Mark and Kai. It was just like the most insidious, just like screech. Like no wonder the cat fucking runs away because this is like like nails on a chalkboard. And so my mom calls up the Humane Society or whoever and gets this trap. And she tries to trap the cat, and she does trap the cat. And then they said to bring the cat in the morning, and you can leave the cat in the trap, and blah 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 blah, and put a blanket over it, and it will calm down. And then the cat was like scurrying around in the trap. Mom put a blanket over it, and then we get inside, and then she's like, I don't know if I could do this. I can't do this. I blah 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 blah. I'm like, Mom, you just traumatized this cat throwing it in a fucking cage. And now it's never gonna want to get trapped again, blah blah blah. So then my mom takes the blanket off, the cat freaks out, and then she opens up the cage and the cat runs away and like doesn't come back. And then my mom is also of the belief that because it was a feral cat, it can never be domesticated and it could never live inside the house. And I'm like, that's not true. So yeah, that was my mom's attempt at like, half-assing a cat.
And I want everybody to realize that we were getting live updates. This was like a grand total of like a half hour. like,
I don't think I can do this.
like, like Nelson
Yeah.
was like taking videos and sending them to us. And I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be like better if you put a blanket over it so it'll calm down and like all this stuff. And then he's like sending us a picture of like there's already a blanket over it. Like the cat is already trapped. It took 2 minutes for this cat to get in the trap. And then
wanted
another
to be domesticated.
and then another like 10 for his mom to just be like, nah, let's just traumatize this animal and let it go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And she would just give it wet food.
Well,
They probably loved it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cats like that.
And it's just like, look, the cat's back. It's ugly. I'm like, Mom, why are you obsessed with this cat and then calling it ugly? But then I saw TikTok, and this is so fucking true. It was no one will ever be as proud of you as a boomer mother when you've lost weight.
Mm.
Yeah, Kai
I
sent
was
us
like,
that, and then you sent it like
damn.
a day later.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, we finally were able to get a group TikTok going, a group TikTok chat.
Yeah. Which has just been us like I swear that TikTok has us all in like the same 12 video chain. So like I send it to like Nelson or I'll send it to Mark and then they'll send it to the group chat. So now it's been seen a total of like 4 times. And then, like and then I'll have other friends who like aren't in the chat who like obviously are feeding off the same things that I get. So then they send it to you as well. So it's like maybe
Mm.
6 times in a row. But I think we
Mark,
just have
oh,
to like I don't know
I
decide
don't
that
know.
like if we double send we just can't talk about it because it's going to happen
No,
constantly.
Mark is gonna talk about it. Mark constantly, every time I'll send something to him,
Yeah, because it irritates you.
he'll be like, Kai sent it in the chat already. And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude. Okay, sorry. And then Mark will send me the most like unhinged fucking Gen Z shit. What the fuck is that talking ant with like the robotic voice?
It's a shrimp. What do you mean an ant?
It's like
It's pink and orange
South
and has
Carolina
a
is
fin.
gone. Yeah.
That's Marcus.
Marcus, that's Mark.
Oh, that's a worm.
That's a
Yeah.
worm?
Marcus
Okay.
is a worm.
South
I thought you were talking
Carolina
about the
is
AI
gone.
videos I send you.
Mark see like this is what I've been telling people that like if you're on Marcus Talk then like you get Marcus Talk. But there are people that do not get it and they will never get it. They don't seem to find it funny.
Robert.
Nelson is one of them.
No, I do think it's funny. It's just like this is so Mark. And then I'll try to like send Mark something that's like kind of like that to show that interest, and I'm trying to relate to his Gen Z brain rot mind, and then he'll be like, "Kai sent that in a group chat," or "No, bro, that's not funny." And I was like, "God damn it!"
I'm just trying to keep you like on the right side of things, dude.
Whatever.
Don't want to embarrass you in front of the
Oh,
what do the
if we're
kids say, the hose.
if we're gonna talk about TikTok and like
6'7".
embarrassing like TikTok shit right now. Have you guys been on the alt left pipeline TikTok?
Yeah, I made one
The
of those
old
videos.
left
I'm not gonna
pipeline.
lie. I made one of those videos. So we
Nelson,
could get
it's so cringe. What are you doing?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I did it as like, hey, I guess we're doing all that because I wanted like more. I wanted to plug the podcast, and we did get a lot more followers on TikTok because of it. But I'm not gonna lie. I did look at it. I did look at a lot of them, and it is the most like cringe, like older millennial, like Gen X thing ever. And it's like mostly liberals first off, and I'm just like, this is
What is this
so
thing?
cringe.
I haven't seen
It's
this.
just like people saying the alt left pipeline, like being like, "Hey, I'm actually, I support, abortion rights and LGBTQ rights and free Palestine, et cetera." Well, very few of them actually do say free Palestine. It's mostly just liberals saying like, I hate Trump, and then like a lot of them is like, vote for her, Kamala people and blah 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 and et cetera. Hashtag like hashtag resistance. And it doesn't really mean anything. But I
Yeah.
mean, there are some like it's good that some people are finding community that way. I mean, that's cool. And I've had the TikTok now since like what 2021 maybe
I don't know. You
2022.
did get banned
Yeah, I did. I
several
did.
times.
Yeah, you're right. But it's just like, oh
Outlaw.
yeah, I was like, I'm not new here, y'all. I've been doing this for a while. Y'all just like stop listening. But no, I did one. It got a bunch of views. I mean, it got like it didn't get a lot of views compared to like other TikToks I've made, but it got us a lot of followers. So I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe they'll check out the podcast and
So
stop
it's not a
shitting on the
joke.
South. No, it's supposed to be serious, but like what Kai's getting at is that it's cringes. A lot of them are cringe as fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, so like when the whole okay, we're gonna get into Charlie Kirk. That's like the whole point of this.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
because of Charlie Kirk being taken out by a groiper. People were learning about a lot of the different like tiny little follicles of the alt-right pipeline and like the
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
weird ways that people got into it. So there was a spate of people saying like, oh, like I went into what all of like what the history of these pipelines are and how quote unquote close I was to going down the alt-right pipeline. It's like, well, there's a reason you were really close to going down an alt-right pipeline.
Okay.
I was fixing to
Can
say,
I-
how do you like not?
Yeah. I want to, Kai, you made a really good point there. And I'm going to rant here for a second because if anyone should have went down the alt-right pipeline, it's yours truly. Okay. My dad is Nick Fuentes.
It's my
my
turn
dad,
on the alt-right part.
my dad, my dad, if my dad was 21 years old, he would be Nick Fuentes because everything Nick Fuentes has said, I've been hearing my dad say for like 2 decades now.
Your dad likes
Like,
femboys? That's what I've learned. Is that
okay,
that's okay.
that wouldn't, but like, no, but that whole like that trad cath, like pre-Vatican, like Vatican I, anti-Semitism, authoritarian, fascist, like that whole thing, that I've heard that for like 2 decades now, right? Mom is like, a liberal, whatever, but I dragged to mass all the time. I went to Catholic school, blah, blah, blah. I'm in Alabama, like, why I look like this, and I'm like, I never once was like, you know what? Fascism sounds like a really fucking good idea. It's just like, how, like, I will never truly understand how somebody can fall down that alt-right pipeline. I don't know.
Agreed.
I don't know. Like I really don't because like if on paper everything I should be like alt-right, but I'm not. I've never been like fascism even as a teenager. I've never been like fascism sounds like a good idea. I hate minorities and blah 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 blah. No. I was just like this sounds fucking stupid. And like I don't get it. Like I went to a majority white high school, a conservative Catholic high school. I went to like I don't know. I guess this need for community among and the quote unquote male loneliness epidemic like got these people. But then again, like we didn't have the internet shoved in our faces a lot, and some of the stuff I read on the back of my dad's toilet and like those anti-government pamphlets he would get in the mail like the 90s that like probably said
He
that
just has like the
it's probably
anarchist
like
cookbook.
no,
on the
it's
back.
more like Timothy McVeigh was a good guy. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like so like that Kai, you remember that like strain of like anti-government, like people pre Oklahoma City bombing. Like if Dale Gribble was serious, like
Like,
that,
We're
those
going
people.
deep dark now.
if Dale Gribble was a racist, like that type of stuff. And I've always joked that my dad is like a mixture of like Bill and Dale, but like in the worst possible way. So like, I don't know. Maybe I just can't wrap my mind around it. It's like these people not have friends. These people like, I don't know. I don't get it.
The one that I saw that was the most clear about like, oh, how close I was to going down the alt-right pipeline was the majority of people that are on TikTok that I see are my own age. But the second highest age group that I see are people who are about Mark's age, about 10 years younger than me. So the internet that they were experiencing was an internet that I was too old to be taken in by. So to me, my first reaction is, oh, this is like, how could you not know? Like, we all saw when Pepe the Frog suddenly became like this racist dog whistle that was online because I was already 25 years old when that happened.
Yeah.
So, like, people who were 15 when that was going on, teenage brain finds that funny and finds it edgy and thinks that, like, oh, this is like,
We lost Kai.
I'm going to keep doing it because, like, haha, how could a cartoon of a frog be like this? Sorry?
Yeah.
Something
When
wrong?
You broke up for a second, but you came back.
Ron DeSantis was trying to stop
Yeah,
you from speaking.
he heard me say Pepe the Frog and said, nope, that's it. But yeah, like when they're 15 and they think that that's funny and edgy, like stupidity is also an age. Like, you're going to be stupid when you're a teenager, but to be doing those things, you have to be aligned in a right leaning way in the first place to find those things funny.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. There's something that, and that was a thing I tried to talk about in my master's thesis. Like that, what makes somebody believe those things? And I always go back to like, I know like people, the movie, whatever, but the end of American History X, which is like the flashback scenes and they're at the kitchen table and Ed Norton's character, like before his dad dies, is like, oh, dad, we're learning about Martin Luther King and blah, 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 blah. And the dad makes some like off comment, like racist thing about like, oh, that teacher, they'll make you forget about your own history and blah. And Ed Norton's just like, yeah, ha ha ha. So like the seeds of that already been planted before he becomes like a Nazi, right? His dad getting
Right.
killed is like the final straw. So it's like the throwback to like, oh, it was really the seeds planted in, man, go watch the fucking movie. But like, I don't know. Maybe it was just because maybe I'm just lucky in that like my mom, for all of her boomerness, was always like, your dad's fucking crazy. And I was like, okay. And like, I think that maybe if she would have like, God forbid, like died before I became like a teenager and realized that my dad's crazy, I probably would have like been a nervous, anxious wreck and like super Catholic and like down the alt-right pipeline. Who knows? But like, I don't know. It just seems like also these kids come from like good homes, but you never know. You never know. So I don't know. And then the other thing is like, oh, they're incels. I was like, I didn't have a fucking real girlfriend until I got to college. Like, I don't, I don't understand. Like I was, it's just
Yeah.
like I don't get it. And but then again, I think maybe my one saving grace was that like I actually like I grew up in a majority black city in a majority black county, and like I had black friends, and like I realized, from a young age that not to be racist and like everyone's equal and we're people, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't
I
know.
think you have a combination, not you specifically, but like for these people who are identifying an alt-right pipeline from the internet about 10 years ago, or like pop culture from about 10 years ago, is that you have disenfranchised youth to begin with. You have kids who feel like they aren't part of a community, that they aren't accepted. They can come from quote unquote good families, like wealthy families and everything, but these kids, there's people of color in here. There's queer kids in here because one of the weird follicles of this
Yeah.
is furry art, but like there's a weird, like, this is how we get groupers, the weird like right wing
Yeah, the
furry art.
outliers of
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have these kids who have things that would necessarily preclude them from the pipeline, but they are aligning with the oppressive side. They're aligning with whiteness, with um with queer hate, with like capitalism. They're aligning with all these things because they see it as the most effective way to get them into a community. If I disavow my race, if I disavow my sexuality, if I disavow like all this stuff that's about me, and I present myself as supplicant to the right, then I'll be safe. And this is the same thing that I've been saying on this show for 5 years. You're
Five
only as
years.
you're only as good to these people as your first disagreement with them. As soon as you
Hmm.
disagree with them, you're no good to them anymore. So I feel like maybe some of these people who are like, oh, I could have gone down this all right pipeline, they found the one disagreement that got them out of there, luckily. But like you were already leaning right for you to be
Hmm.
going down these things. You were already aligning yourself with these things. And it's really cringy. It's really cringy to see, but I also recognize that like I was 10 years older than these people when this was going on. All the things that they've identified. I was an adult. My brain was cooked already.
PewDiePie. That's
So
one
like
that like someone was like showing like I never watched Shane Dawson or the one that's like Onion whatever.
Onision. Yes, that's the other
Yeah,
one.
the guy that had the
The was it the banana
he was
song?
just maybe that
Onision
sounds
is
right.
anybody who doesn't know who he is. He had this like hit YouTube song where he's in a
He's like
banana suit.
perpetually wet looking
Yes, he
like
is.
a weasel.
And he had And he had this like huge arc on YouTube where he was like, this is the body of a vegan and just like screamed because he's vegan. And
It's
but
just
he was like
so
skinny ripped, you know what I mean? When it's not
what
like muscly, but like just lean and you can see the muscles. And he was like, this is like the peak that a body can be. He was awful. But yes,
he
please go
also
on more.
wore the plates under his like Green Day and My Chemical Romance like Halloween costume that he wore to court or whatever.
Yes.
Um, but I was just
What the
laughing thinking
fuck?
about that guy and then Shane Dawson and then Thomas, that's probably gonna make people mad. Thomas Sanders. Just that like do you know who that is?
I don't know that one.
I have no idea who
So
y'all are
he
talking
would
about.
do vines, but he was very like cartoonish with like his mannerisms. And then I don't know, he's probably not, you know, hurting anybody, but it's just that very like the guy that does the thing where he scratches the back of his head and he's like talking about the
Oh
Pokemon
yes.
plushes. Like just like over character like but there's a video with the those people and then it popped up with PewDiePie and I was like, "Oh no, that was my
Yeah.
first YouTuber."
Yeah. PewDiePie is one of the ones that they identified as like this alt-right pipeline that they were talking like, oh, I could have gone down that. It's like PewDiePie talked about Nazis. He was racist, openly racist several times. And like this is what I'm talking about. Mark, you were a kid when you
Yeah.
started watching him.
No.
So are all these other people who are identifying this. And it's so hard for me to like suck myself out of that and be like, okay, they were literally children who are like
I was watching
just
Bro on the desktop
yeah,
at the family computer,
Mm,
right?
mm,
like
mm.
with the modem.
I think with me it was more like, being in a conservative like atmosphere. Like obviously going to a Catholic high school at the time of like Obama, like Bush and Obama, it's like, I'm not Obama's for abortion. Like we're gonna go protest the abortion clinic and the Catholic, the whole pro-life thing. Like all those guys are now probably or either grew out of it or they're ultra conservative like Trump supporters, etc. So like I guess for me and seeing it, it wasn't necessarily online. It was seeing it like every day at school and religion class and like blah 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 blah. So like, those guys were, and I said this before, and there's an article I'm gonna try and find it. It's like the Alabamification of America is I forgot what it's an Alabama reporter for AL.com wrote it, and it was just like now the rest of the world now the rest of the nation sees like what like politics in the New South is like because like everything that and we all heard it. We grew up here. Like everything that Trump has said, like we heard like a decade before he ever ran for office, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
old dudes at the bar were saying the same things that Trump was saying before he ran for president. And it's just like he just said what all these people either said out loud or outside of the South were thinking. And it's just like that is the environment I grew up in, but I was still aware enough to be like, this is dumb. So I don't know. I mean, my whole thing when it comes to fascism is like none of it seems appealing. Why would I want to like I already hate like living in a capitalist democracy and having to go to work to survive. And like what is the benefit of living under a right-wing authoritarian state and still being forced to have to go work to survive? Like this shit just fucking sucks. It's like I don't see any benefit from this. Like there's nothing appealing about fascism. I get the whole like the white supremacist aspect, and obviously, white men would be on top and blah 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 blah. But like the idea of like even that it just seems that to me is personally stupid. But like also, you're telling me I'm gonna have to go to an even worse job, probably make less money with no like labor regulations and no nothing and and like have to pay for healthcare. Like it's just basically it's the same life we live, but there's a literal gun in your back and saying if you don't do this, you're gonna get fucking sent to a camp. Like there's nothing appealing about fascism to me as someone who's read about it and studied history and political theory. I was like, why these? It's just fucking stupid. Like I don't understand what fever dream these people live in that this
Because
sort
they
of
all
system of
think that
government.
they are going to be the boot and not the neck.
True. Just like that one creepy dude at the
Don't step on my
20v1.
snake.
He was just like he was like we talked about that. The guy that Mehdi Hassan like debated all those fascists. He was like,
Yeah.
well, the dignity of human, I'm a Catholic. The dignity of human life. Yeah, I'm a fascist. I mean, Franco. I mean, he saved Spain, and no, he didn't kill women and children and blah blah blah. And like they literally fact checked in real time. It's like Franco's regime killed like 200,000 people, including members of the clergy and women and children, who he deemed were pro Republican in that regard and not nationalists. And it's just like, yeah, you're right. Is they always think they're going to be the boot and not the neck, and then they end up becoming the fucking neck. But it's just like I don't know. And then going back to like what you were saying about like minorities in the alt-right pipeline. I mean, yeah, it does also go back to like the original Nazis because like one of the most famous Ernst Röhm, the leader of the SA, the founder of the SA, was openly gay. So it's just like it's one of these things like, yeah, it's a position of power and it's, being on top and being an authority and saying, I'm going to be the boot until he ended up being the neck and getting shot during the Night of the Long Knives. So it's just like, yeah, like, Kai, yeah, I guess that's got to be it. They just think that they're going to be the boot, not the neck.
Mm.
And then they're going to get speaking of necks.
Oh God. Here we go.
All right, look. This is
Go ahead, Nelson. Dive right in.
we have to be very
Thoughts and prayers.
yeah, thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts
This
and
is what I said publicly about Charlie Kirk. And this is my official Nelson statement when it comes to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, I put in the same category as George Wallace and George Lincoln Rockwell. Okay, all three of them
Hey,
were
Adam,
shot.
please add in just a fade in of the crab rave. Just gently playing in the background. Please continue, Nelson.
God damn it. Anyway, so George Lincoln Rockwell, the founder of the American Nazi Party, George Wallace, infamous, governor of Alabama for, 5-term governor, um, and ran for president, right? And then Charlie Kirk, all far right, spewed hate on the campaign trail of college campuses, all shot by white men. George Wallace survived, but George Lincoln Rockwell and Charlie Kirk died. They all were killed at the hands of people who look like them. I forgot what was the deal behind Wallace's assassination, but the guy who shot George Lincoln Rockwell was a former member of the American Nazi Party and had a falling out when George Lincoln Rockwell tried to go deeper into race science and say that certain Europeans were higher up than other Europeans. The old school racism were like, oh, it's really just the Teutonic Anglo-Saxons that are white. And the other ones that are, if you have a little lighter, if you're a little darker white, you're not really white. And that guy got pissed and fucking shot and killed him. So, why? What's in Tyler? I don't know what the guy's name is that shot Charlie Kirk. Why this kid shot Charlie Kirk? I mean, he's alive, so we're going to figure it out eventually, unless like he gets taken out by somebody. So we're going to figure out why he did it. Do I trust the official statement about that? No, those text messages look weird.
My love.
My love, like, is he a groiper? I think is he a groiper? Is he a liberal? Is he just a nihilist zoomer moderate who just, this is a meme for the lulz, right? I don't know. What I will say is this: Charlie Kirk, George Wallace, and George Lincoln Rockwell both spewed hatred. And that's all they did was hate, 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 hate. And I'll quote the Bible: you reap what you sow. They spewed hate, and hate came back to them. Am I happy that Charlie Kirk is dead? Yeah, I don't like the guy. Am I happy that he was assassinated? Honestly, not really, because now he's a martyr. What should have happened to Charlie Kirk, and what probably would have been a case of like universal justice, is if he would have had a heart attack while cheating on his wife. That would have been mwah, especially if it was with a man. If he was caught cheating on his wife because he had a heart attack while doing it with a man, perfect. That would have been justice. I'd probably go back to church and be like, you know what? There is some form of justice in this world. But because some kid decided to pick him off at 200 yards, good shot by the way, um, and kill him, now the motherfucker's a martyr. And that's the last thing we really needed because now if you really want to dive deep in the history, it is like this Hertz Wessel type character. He was a member of the SA that was killed by two members of the German Communist Party, and Joseph Goebbels like used his death. They made him a martyr. They did this whole
If
propaganda
Charlie Kirk is
film,
Franz
all this
Ferdinand,
stuff.
I want a refund.
Exactly. But it's just like, and the Nazis use his death as like a huge propaganda tool, blah, 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 blah. And you see that the whole spectacle of his funeral and blah, blah, blah. It's this huge propaganda tool. But like, I don't know why this kid did it. I don't know. I really, deep down inside, really do wish it was a Mossad hit job. That would just be the icing on the cake if it came out that Israel did this. Um, I don't know. All I know is now Charlie Kirk is a martyr, and that is not
And
good
he's more
because
popular dead than he was alive.
he's more popular dead than he was alive. Do I care that he's dead? I mean, yeah, fuck him. Like I really I don't agree with this whole like liberal notion of like, oh, our enemies, blah 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 blah, oh, we shouldn't have blah blah blah. No, fuck him. Like honestly, he's not white people's fucking. They're saying like the Martin Luther King. No, he's not. Martin Luther King preached love. Charlie Kirk preached nothing but hate, nothing but hate. So you know what? Fuck him. I don't care. I do not like the guy. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, my enemy got taken out. I should respect. No, fuck him. I don't care. I the only thing I wish it wasn't an assassination. Like I said, I wish he'd fucking choked to death on a ham sandwich or fucking had a heart attack while cheating on his wife with a man. That would have been fucking justice. Now he's a martyr. So yeah, I hate that he was assassinated. I really don't give a shit that he's dead. I think he was a hateful, horrible human being, and the world is probably a better place without him. And if that gets me blackballed and fired and whatnot, then so be it. Because fuck him. I do not care about him or his family or anything like that. He is a bad person, and bad things happen to bad people. So there you go. There's no gray. Fuck him.
Agreed. What
Adam,
about
put in
the
some
weird,
clapping there, please. Thank you.
maybe even like the Shia LaBeouf um I forgot for a second that we
The
weren't
clap, the
visual.
one.
Yeah, where he's like crying.
The
We're not
Shia
visual.
LaBeouf. There's someone chasing the Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, the end of that musical they did about him. But yeah,
Yeah. Also the weird I don't want to use the phrase normal people, but
normies.
like normally apolitical or like I don't think any of the people that I work with vote, but my friend that I trust and love started selling those Charlie Kirk decals, and she has one on her car.
Look, she's just trying to hustle.
And
Like she's just trying to get that money, Mark. It's nothing personal.
and
Some people with Blue Lives Matter stickers on their car are selling drugs. They just want the cops off of them.
I know this, but she showed me a video, a TikTok, and she said, I want to be just like this woman, and showed me the video. And it's like a woman, and she'll set her phone down and like do like a little outfit check, like no matter what she's doing in public. And she goes, I'm not sure if she's transgender or not, but look how much fun she's having. And she was like, I've been watching all of her videos. So how do you do both how does this exist in like your
Because
brain?
Radical
of the
Like, it's
centrism.
just
one of the most horrifying things about being in the United States is how insulated it is and how much it thinks that it knows about everything outside of the United States. Once you have managed to escape the panopticon of United States propaganda, you see like how thick it is. And that
Yeah.
as the moment that he died, they started a like propaganda blitz of like kind of they I don't even know if whitewashing is the right term because it's not strong enough of like whitewashing it, how he functioned as as a political and public person and what he said. That what he said wasn't like the really like horrifying shit that he said is not what is getting said on the news. Is not
Right.
what is being put into the Facebook wine mom memes. Is not like this
Yeah, with
like
them saying him disagreeing with someone.
yeah, and that like this
Yeah.
is how political opposition should be. It should be like you should be able to debate like calmly about this stuff and not call people names. He what he did
That's
that
all he did.
the way that he comported himself when he was doing these things by like not screeching and not like it's the fact that he was able to say things in words that you could put on like the news. That's what worked so well is that you could put him on the news and the horrible things that he's saying do not match the tone that he's using. So everybody
Yeah.
thinks that he was so like he was a mastermind of like political I don't know, like communication. And like no, he was exactly the one like all of those like street interviews that you see of people like they go up to people and they're asking these really inflammatory questions and the people who are rightfully responding to that and the other person is like they have somebody videoing it oh look at this freaking like blue haired lib who's freaking out about like abortion care and things like that like those exist because of Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk cracked that code of how to say every bigoted thing that he thought, but in a way that was able to be put on primetime television. And that plus how the propaganda machine works is what has like it immediately like his image just immediately like you might as well have put like freaking Jesus like on top of it as well. Like you know, like those signs like Jesus saves and it's like neon and everything. Like that might
Right.
as well be exactly what he was going to end up being when it comes to all of this. And like my dad, who is very right wing, had no idea who Charlie Kirk was. As soon as he died, he started getting videos of
Hmm.
him and talking about like, you know, he really seems like an okay guy and like the way that he talks is like because for so many of these people, the tone is more important than the actual content of what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, they like the fact that he's like a misogynistic asshole because like I watched some TikToks like obviously Charlie Kirk debates like college freshmen and they're gonna he'll just blah 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 blah, blah and people get flustered etc. But like when he goes to Oxford and Cambridge and debates like actual scholars and debates actual people on debate teams and stuff like that, he gets destroyed because he's not a good debater. He sucks. But like people are like, he just tries to intimidate people. But when he goes up against actual, whether it be men or women or anyone who are trained debaters and know what they're talking about and do this because they're scholars, he crumbles because they're not intimidated by his stupid bullshit. But like you were saying, Kai, like people like your dad and probably, and I don't know if my dad knew about Charlie Kirk. My dad may think Charlie Kirk is a Israeli op and blah 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 Zionist. God only knows. Um, but like they hear him and they like the fact that he's like uses ad hominems and like belittles people to make them look stupid and then like do these quibby one liners and sea lion the shit like Ben Shapiro does because at the end of the day he's a college dropout who is just a cocky asshole like he's not an intellectual and that goes into another aspect of like the rise of intellectualism and how America has very rarely if ever appreciated like intellectuals, and it's been like where it's always been the jocks over the nerds, and it's the dumbing down of our society, et cetera, whatnot. But like, really, Charlie Kirk is like the fucking kill Tony of commentary. It's just like, they just get up there and say absurd shit and the fucking people gonna clap about it. It's like it's crazy. And speaking of that, it was really funny. a total side note. I want to say this is like I was listening to a Stavi's World podcast episode, and he just like called out the Kill Tony Austin scene, and he was like, he was like, yeah, those fucking idiots will clap this shit up, say the N word, yeah, it's so funny, and it's like Stav was like, these fucking people are so stupid, but it's like it's the same thing, like it's like what you said is like those videos, like, oh, Charlie Kirk owns the libs, and it's someone having a meltdown because Charlie Kirk literally just said to their face, you don't deserve to live. Like you have no right to exist. And it's just like, of course somebody's gonna have a meltdown when some guy in a position of power that has influence and has the president's ear is like, oh yeah, by the way, I think that you should be lined up against a wall and shot, or you should be forced to detransition and unalive and like all this other shit. Like, yeah, of course someone that you're gonna have a visceral reaction to that. And then they're gonna film this like this few minute clip of you having a meltdown, and be like, look, Charlie Kirk owned the libs. And because they're fucking idiots. And
Yeah, and they want to hurt women so bad that they like love seeing like femmes and women cry,
yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, I can do this." It's like, "Oh, this one person in my life, if I could only just win that argument." And then that's how all of it, I don't know. It just
I really I really think that the internet has a lot to answer for when it comes to exactly what I'm about to say. But one of the things that we need to start doing, if we're going to talk about anti-intellectualism, if we're going to talk about using words that mean real things, we need to start looking at the difference between debate, scholastic, debate, intellectual thing that has rules and format, and you have to learn how to debate things that you don't agree with because it's a form. It's a thought process that you have to go through versus debate. I am talking with you about something that we disagree with, and we are not going about this in any kind of formalized manner. These are two different things.
right,
And when
a
we say
conversation
Mhm.
versus an actual,
versus something that has
yeah.
rules and structure, and something that happens in halls, in colleges, and like there's a difference between these two. We have a difference, we have a problem with these things and the difference in language. And there are several other words in the English language that is being used in American English, probably in British English and Australian English as well, Canadian English probably as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of these things where there's two different parts of this. Theory is another one of these, just popped in my head. In science, theory has structure to it. Theory is the best idea that probably dozens, hundreds, even thousands of scientists can come up with at one time, has evidence that can support it. That is called a theory. Whereas we also will say theory as in, I don't know, something that I just kind of thought up and doesn't have a
Yeah.
lot of evidence supporting it. Like these are two different things. So when we're talking about debate, we say that Charlie Kirk was a good debater and everything. Charlie Kirk, what Nelson was saying, was not a debater when it comes to the intellectual sense. It has nothing to do with the colloquial term that we use for debate. These are two different things. And unfortunately, as long as these two words mean the same thing, we're going to keep having this problem. And if we're going to be intellectuals about this kind of stuff, if we're going to be intellectuals about things like debate, about theory, about many other subjects that have meaning, there's meaning to these words, we're going to have to start saying, this is what I mean. And when somebody else says, well, that's, I'm gonna debate you on this, like you have to stop them and say, do you know what that means? Can you explain to me what this means? Because right now we're using this word for two different things and they're not the same. If we're going
Mhm.
to bring a rise of actual intellectualism to the United States, we need to start with our language.
Amen.
Okay.
Agreed. I had just gotten in like that Instagram argument that I got into, um, which ew, cringe, arguing on social media. Um, but like I hardly ever comment, but it was like the difference between native language and first language and official language.
Hmm.
And when I said, I think that the issue that we're having in your comment section is that these are all different words, and the screenshot that you posted is using one of those words incorrectly. I think that's why the message is unclear. And the person that posted just said, "No, I think it's the same thing. I don't really think that matters." And it just, how how can you post something about language and then say that the context of the words that you're using doesn't matter?
Yeah. Yeah, and like we're kind of in like a time right now where like the TikTokification of our language as well, where we are losing nuance in the things that we say, and we have a lot of whataboutism. This is
Oh
something
my
that
God.
Nelson like pops a blood vessel whenever somebody whatabouts him, and I understand it. Like I get it. But
No, but it's like
people
you're right. Media literacy is like going out the fucking window, and like,
mm,
people I see it on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what did this person actually mean by? It's pretty fucking simple. Like, one, it's either people trying to dive way too deep into something, or it's people like missing the point completely. Like, real quick, I do want to say this all started, and this is all William F. Buckley and Gore Vidal's fucking fault, and like the private media, because they had a
Shout
fight
out.
one time. They had a fight one time on corporate television, and then they were like, "Oh fuck, this got really good ratings because Gore Vidal called William F. Buckley a Nazi, and William F. Buckley called him a queer." And then like, "Oh my God, everyone's let's fight now."
That's
Oh,
how
it's
all of my
actually.
conversations go.
And it's like, and then you see like James Baldwin debating William F. Buckley at like Oxford or Cambridge, and it's this like elaborate, beautiful, like, granted, William F. Buckley was a conservative asshole, but he was an intellectual. He's a very smart man. I disagree with him on basically everything he stood for, but he was an actual conservative scholar and writer. And then James Baldwin is a very educated author and an intellectual, and they're having this debate, and it's beautiful, but it's boring to the American eyes, right? It doesn't sell ad space. So you have Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley yelling at each other on fucking primetime news back in whenever the fuck it was. And like corporate media was like, oh shit, we can make money off this. So let's just promote them just fucking people just yelling at each other. And then you have, the cable news, it fucking, debates. There's literally just two people, three, four of the panels just yelling at each other for 5 minutes, and they never really get to the point. And people are like, oh, haha, yeah, that's news, right? And it's just it really does. I hate to be that guy, but it really just goes back to capitalism, just fucking ruins everything. But yeah, the fucking media literacy on TikTok, it's god awful. Like there is no media literacy. And case in point was I really like that song that kind of blew up on TikTok. Um, I forgot what her last name is. It was that Widows of Normandy song, and like she's singing as like somebody going through a breakup, and then using like these war documentaries that she's obviously been watching to try to get over the ex who treated her wrong. And it's a Civil War documentary and a World War II documentary, and she's making references to the Civil War, and she's making references to World War II, and people are like, why is she talking about the Civil War? Why didn't she talk about World War One? Is this song racist? I'm like, what the fuck are
Why
you
didn't she
talking
talk
about?
about the 7 Years War?
Yeah, why are you talking about 7 Years? And it's like the line is like 2 states north of the Mason-Dixon line. So obviously she's talking about she would be a Union wife with a Union husband, soldier husband. And it's just like talking about like using the war as a metaphor, like, oh, would you still love me if you went off to war and we wrote each other and you came back and be like this fairy tale ending? No, he would still be a fucking asshole because he's a fucking asshole in this life, a past life, the next life. He's an asshole. It wouldn't matter. We don't need this whole traumatic war event, this fairy tale to make this
oh
guy
no.
fucking
Oh
I
love
have
me.
no.
something to say.
Hold
Mark
on,
hasn't
Mark. Hold on,
actually.
Mark. Hold on, Mark.
No, no, it's not
Before you
naturally.
bore everyone to death with your monotone voice, just give me
Oh
a
my
second to wrap
god.
this up. And it's just like I was reading the comments of this shit, and I was just like, you people are so fucking stupid. Like, it's right there. It's like hitting you in the face, and you're just like, what do you really mean about this? I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And it's just like the media literacy is just so fucking, and the whataboutism in this shit is just like, I just want to bash my head into a wall.
Okay, Mark, what were you going to say?
Go
I
ahead,
would like
Mark.
to
Now the
listen to
wind
you.
has been knocked out of my sail.
Good.
And I don't know
Me.
if I should
Mark
just say
bullies
the
me in the
funny
group chat,
thing.
everybody. Don't let Mark fool you all to think that he is this sweet, lovable character. He is a bully. Every time I try to send him
Oh,
something nice on TikTok, it's just like, nah. I'm like, you know what? I'm just trying to
how do you
relate.
spell that?
I can't wait for how Spotify's gonna break down these chapters.
Actually, what I said to you last when you sent me something I didn't like was boo.
See? Mean.
Um,
Mean.
well, now I
Bully.
don't know if I should just say the serious thing that I thought of when we were talking about media literacy
No, say the
or the
serious thing.
funny thing.
Say both. Intertwine them because you do come up with really quick, funny quibs off the top of your head. So I'm sure you can intertwine and come up with
So,
something.
um, I'll say the heavy thing first and then I'll say the funny thing
Sure,
so
Mark.
that it'll take the sting off of it. Um, so if you
I love
are
this kid.
not a cold-hearted, disconnected person, um, don't go see The Long Walk.
Here we go.
Um, sobbing, almost threw up. Um, probably the most visceral reaction I've had to a movie, period, let alone one in a movie theater with other people in it. Especially one scene by an actor that if you see the trailer, you're probably uh know what I'm talking about. But at the end of this movie, um,
Spoiler alert.
there no spoiler.
It's about the
Um,
audience, Nelson. You obviously
it
didn't
is
read the chat.
it is about the audience. So, um, it got so bad that one point during the movie it got quiet after something really bad happened, and the only sound in there was me like sobbing and like half hiccuping because I was so upset. And I
Mark!
can only imagine these people being like, "What is your problem?" Like I almost scream. Like I have never. Like I went into this blind too. I didn't even.
It is a Stephen King book and movie.
Well,
Let's
that doesn't mean anything to me because he writes about kids having
he's a horror. I
relations
mean,
for
he is a
several
horror
pages.
writer, so I'm just saying, like, you know,
Right,
it is gonna be
but
fucked up.
in the in those 2025 graphics and those special effects, that was awful. Um, but um, it is the most despairing thing ever. Don't make fun of my hands. Um,
You're giving me the too sweet, brother.
I don't know. So I am half having a panic attack watching this, and the lights come up, and this guy he watched it with his son and his grandson. His grandson is maybe 16 at the oldest. He actually looks like one of the characters that was in the thing, and if that was me, I would have probably had like a crisis, a separate crisis because I did have one. Um, and the oldest man, um, who has just sat down and watched this heart-wrenching movie about the Vietnam War, which is not a spoiler. This man who is old enough to know people who have served and died and came home and just, all that stuff, turns to his son and goes, "Wow, that was a weird movie, wasn't it?" And laughs. And I look like I ran to like the bathroom, like didn't even stop to say anything to the person I was with. Straight into the family like restroom, and I looked like my entire family had just been murdered. Like my entire disheveled. Are you gonna laugh at me, Nelson?
I'm not. No, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say,
No,
Mark, your feelings are valid, and I
no, you don't
can.
understand. You haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
You haven't
Mark.
seen the
I've
movie.
okay, Mark.
What?
I will say that Nelson
I'm going.
has,
I'm
I know personally that he has seen really, really horrible war movies.
So have I. I have watched horrible things. I have watched horror movies with the most disgusting things happening to people.
mhm.
This is like
I did also see the aftermath, like the direct aftermath of someone, like people actually getting shot. So
never
Okay.
mind. Never mind.
That Mark is trying to say that there is a crisis of people actually like emotionally connecting and understanding and intellectualizing art. Is that what we're getting at, Mark?
is that what we're getting at, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Adam just cut all of that and I'm gonna read what I was gonna say that was funny. Um so there is something that Brian Kemp this is gonna be a little TMI because it's gonna involve something. Brian Kemp has said you have to protect the children so that you have to put your ID on certain websites. But there's a workaround if you live in Georgia. So
Hmm.
on Reddit, there is a subreddit where there's some stuff, and I'm going to read to you the title of this. Um, I'm not going to read some of the tags on it, but I think this plays into the just disillusionment and okay, so male for male. Comrade takes care of you during tough times. And one of the tags is wartime. Someone has written, and like I get it because there's like Pearl Harbor is like a big romance thing
Mm-hmm.
about like taking that horrible event and even
That horrible fucking movie.
controversial opinion, the even more controversial thing that happens after that. Um, you know, and makes you know, the Edward and Jacob of the World War II, you know. But like now we are making I don't even want to say erotic art. What do you mean? What do you mean, comrade? Like, are you?
Wait,
It's
is this about
just.
this? Is it about the same movie? Is it like those characters?
Oh no, that'd be worse. That would
Okay.
actually like be. Um, I would become one of those people that calls like someone's employer and like gets them fired. That is a heinous. I would have to like. I don't know. Um, but it's just like you're injured, comrade, and
Let
it's
me
like
warm you up, comrade.
right, and it's just like looking around, it's like, yeah, so, this is full of like people doing like werewolf stuff and my roommate stuff, and then you have comrade. When we
Nick,
actively have,
Nick, did you
we
see
live
that
in the
ghost?
country,
Yeah, Zach, I saw that
No.
ghost. We should.
we live in a country that is actively antagonizing and supporting genocides of other people's countries, and you're gonna upload a comrade?
Comrade
They
for
were just
comrade.
comrades. Like,
Wait,
what's
hold
he
on, wait, hold
mean?
on, wait, hold on, wait. Men used to go off to war and die, and now they write war erotica on Reddit.
Right. It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
Wait, is this now it makes sense why it's on Reddit and not on like AO3.
Yeah. No, this is like an audio thing, and I didn't click on it.
It's
But
an
it'd be,
audio?
It's an
yeah.
audio thing. Can we please put some of that in the episode?
Adam's
Oh.
trying to get into this country soon. We do not need.
That shit ain't happening, dude. I was gonna put on an American accent and be like, "Yeah, bro, I'm from Florida."
But like,
Speaking of which, hold
imagine.
on, real quick. Okay, my bad, Mark. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, I gotta quit talking about this because it's kind of like cringe and kind of gross. Um, so imagine someone's doing like this ASMR, like you're at a party talking to someone, and then you have this one where it has like gunshots and people dying in the background, and you're just like, hold on, I've got you in my big
It's just
strong
the
arms.
sound pack from like Band of Brothers happening
Yeah.
in the background.
It's like, what are you doing? Why did you think that this would be a good idea? Dude?
Actually, hold on, Mark. Hold on.
Yeah.
Kai, you just brought up a really fucking good point. Mark, I don't want to
What?
stop you. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Kai, you
Unless
just
you
brought
want me to
really.
talk
You brought up
about
no, shut
ASMR
up. You
porn
brought
some
up a
more.
really good point about. Okay, what Mark is saying with that old guy who's obviously the Vietnam War generation, right? Turning to his son and being like, "That's a strange movie, isn't it? Ha ha ha." And you mentioned Band of Brothers. These old people are capable of understanding and crying and fucking shit when that happens. And I know the response is going to be because like the metaphor of the long walk, which is obviously an allegory for the Vietnam War. Also, Mark, I do have to give you some credit. Stephen King said he would not allow that movie to be made based on his book if they didn't actually show people getting shot because he wanted people to have that visceral
It was
reaction.
awful.
Yeah. So
Absolutely awful.
Okay. Anyway, we know who's not going to go off to war and die. So
Well,
basically,
they kind of barred me from the military even if
it's
I
gonna
wanted
listen.
to.
I'm just saying it's gonna get bad enough, Mark. We're dying at the second siege of fucking Saigon together.
No,
Not
bro. What's
Saigon.
gonna happen is that
We're
suddenly I'm
dying
just
of
gonna
we're
stop
dying of the
replying
second
to
the
like your
second siege of
messages.
Beijing, Mark. We're going out together, brother. Kai's gonna be a nerd. Kai's gonna be the new Rosie the Riveter, and you and I are dying at the second siege of Shanghai.
Kai would be
Anyway,
a great Rosie.
hell yeah. Kai becomes fluent in Mohawk and, and is a new code talker.
Wait, you think I'm going to be working in service to this country?
No,
Get
the
fucked.
code is gonna be the AAVE that the gay community has stolen.
Headquarters,
down
I'm
the
sorry,
house, sisters.
Nelson 8.
Yo, chat, we're fucking
Nelson
cooked.
left no crumbs.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Yo, the military's this battle's cooked, y'all. We fucking got 6-7. No, but Boomer, fucking silent, the Greatest Generation, right? Those guys had visceral reactions to the D-Day landing scene and Saving Private Ryan to the point where like these guys who were like, oh, just drink your problems away, be a man, blah blah. We came back victorious. Were literally the VA had to set up a hotline for them because they were having PTSD flashbacks after watching the D-Day Normandy landings in a movie, Saving Private Ryan, right? So these old fuckers are capable of like being like, oh shit, that's traumatic. Bleh. Like having the response that Mark had. Mark is just more like in tune to metaphors and like, oh my God, this is horrible. Whereas
And
like
also basic human decency and
yeah,
empathy.
basic human decency, whatever that is. But boomers are just so lead poison that they're like, but like they can have it. It just probably just needs to be a little bit more on the nose. And that just flashed back to me when you mentioned fucking Band of Brothers. Cause I'm just like, they'll fucking bawl their eyes out when fucking at the end of Saving Private Ryan when Tom Hanks' character dies, spoiler alert, or like when a certain
Bro.
For a
character
30-year-old
dies.
movie?
I know, right? Or like at the end of Band of Brothers when like certain characters die, whatever, they'll be like, ooh. Or when their favorite sports team loses, but like they can't
Chris Kyle.
comprehend Chris Kyle. Yeah, they'll cry at the end of American Sniper, but they won't fucking cry. This horrible fucking movie because they don't understand fucking metaphors. On a complete side note, which is funny, Mr. Speaker, your gift came in. But I just want you to see what it was wrapped in, y'all. And I'm gonna definitely use this for the wrapping
Oh, I
of
like
the
that.
gift
That's
that I got him.
cool.
That is hilarious.
That's
And
newspaper from the country it came from.
and then
Oh,
this is the gift. Okay, everyone, shh. This is the gift. I think he's really gonna like it.
that's
Yeah.
really inappropriate to give your friend's husband, Nelson.
Make sure there's batteries with it.
Oh God, you're right. I'm sorry.
Or is it like a eco-friendly thing where you just plug it in?
It is. It's a lithium battery.
So it's gonna explode.
Look,
You're
it
gonna
has
horribly
really
maim your
it
friend.
has a setting where like it kind of twists and vibrates at the same time. It's fucking great. But no, I think this is gonna this I told Kai, I was like, look, I know it's not in his culture to show emotion, so you think this would get me a firm handshake? And Kai was like, you may actually get a hug out of him for this gift. So I was like, that's all I ever wanted.
He doesn't hug you?
No, he does. But it's just that you know how
Oh,
British
I was
people
fixing
don't, they
to
don't show
say
it's like a firm handshake, you know. They don't show emotion, stiff upper lip.
a
Mark, come
nod.
on. Get with the program. Chop chop.
There was a guy from Wales that came in the other day and he told me cheers and it like made my day.
You should say, well, you should ask him if he roots for Wrexham Football Club.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I'll
Just
remember
nothing.
that.
No, I remember that. But anyway, yeah, the Long Walk, it's Stephen King's allegory for the Vietnam War.
Ouch, oof, bad.
I completely, Nelson, you're just not in tune with your emotions enough because I get what Mark is talking about when it comes to that. So I can't watch war movies. I am way too affected by them. I can watch horror movies. I can watch all kinds of, like, I don't like gore, but like I can watch it. That's absolutely
Yeah, I
fine.
can
I don't.
withstand gore and appreciate like there was no catharsis in this.
Mhm.
It was nothing but
I mean, I'm
like
not gonna. I mean, I see what y'all are saying, but like personally, I'm not gonna go watch the Long Walk because I'm like, I don't need. Like for
well,
me,
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Mark, you didn't watch the previews?
No, I don't watch previews of movies because it spoil it. Then I can't watch it at all. I wanted to go see him, okay? I wanted to go watch the football horror movie, but no. We gotta go watch a metaphor for fascism
I
movie
mean,
Well,
every
okay.
time.
Well,
let
you
me
went and
finish my
watched.
let me finish my thought first. When I first moved to England, I might even be before I was married. They did a special that was played at Christmas time that was recreating the damage that a was it V2 bomb could
Yeah,
do.
V2 Rocket. Yeah.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
during the well, okay, the UK
During the
especially
Blitz.
so I moved to England
Yeah.
17 years ago, right? 17 years ago, that's a good long time. That's
Yeah, World War
pretty
II
much a
people are still
generation.
alive. Yeah, World War II vets are still alive.
So and England
RAF.
especially, but Britain as a whole is obsessed with World War II. One, because it's a source of national trauma. Like there's still scars on buildings.
Right.
There's still areas of the country that are historically um, disenfranchised because of how much industry moved out of those towns and cities, because of the Blitz, because of people being sent off to war. There's war memorials in every town in Britain, right?
There were 10 German bombers in the air.
So like the national idea of World War II is huge, huge, and Britain suffered so much trauma because of the Blitz that Americans don't understand. Like there's this whole thing that Americans don't get. Like yeah, we had Pearl Harbor one day as opposed to an entire summer of all of your cities getting bombed every night. You know,
That was longer than
Right.
a summer. Like it was legit like a
it
year.
lasted like a year, right?
Yeah.
All of 1940 basically.
All of like late 1939, not all of 1940 into like, and then really throughout the war, because it granted the battle for Britain ended officially like Luftwaffe air raids on the British Isles. The end of 1940, the RAF, maintained the sky. Operation Sea Lion wasn't going to happen. The Wehrmacht and the German army and the SS faced like turn eastward, and they had to bail out Mussolini and Greece, et cetera, et cetera. So they turned their attention to the east. But they were still in France launching V2 rockets up until like deep into the 44 when we took back France.
So yeah, like So this is like 17 years ago. They did this Christmas special, and they had built what looked exactly like the V2 bomb, and then they had built replicas of housing that would have been accurate for the time period, not stuff that would have been built in 1940, things that like Victorian homes that would have been everywhere in that time period, and what the actual destruction looked like. And people were like, it was a big field that they built these houses on, and they set the explosion off and everything. And when they did this, they didn't have like History Channel like music in the background, you know, like American History Channel stuff where you always have music in the background and there's explosions and people are going, whoa, and all that. This was like silent. This was silent until the bomb actually went off. And there were people on the field far, far, far away who felt the blowback from it and everything. And it was one of the most formative and horrifying experiences of my life, just watching that. Just watching something that would have ended people's lives, that would have completely destroyed their homes, that was happening over and over and over again to people that were still alive. My husband's grandfathers were both alive in World War II. Neither of them served. I think they might have been slightly too young. One of them, oh no, one of them had a medical dispensation. I think the other one might have been too young, or he was already working by then. But his grandfathers were alive then, who lived through the time period. And I'm not saying this because like they like reacted to it or anything, but like I'm sitting there with people who would have seen this happen, and the destruction that happens, the sound that comes from it, the length that the shrapnel goes. And I think that for people who don't feel these things so deeply, it takes being traumatized by those things to absorb it. You know what I mean? If you haven't gone to war, how do you understand what that does to a person when you're having to like pick fragments of somebody's bone out of your body because they exploded and they became shrapnel? You know, when people are digging through rubble for the remnants of their home for their family members. Like you can be somebody who is super sensitive the way that Mark and I are, or you can be somebody who doesn't intellectualize those things, that doesn't absorb them and has to experience them in order to feel the full horror of it. And I think that I like, because of that, I almost feel like those people have like a moral problem. If I'm going to be judgmental, if I'm going to be the judgmental person, be like, what is wrong with you that you cannot absorb the full horror of that? And that's why, like, Nelson, you remember the movie Dunkirk?
Yeah.
I was in the theater when they started doing previews for that, and it ruined my day with just how awful everything seemed with that movie. Like just the sound of the water hitting the vessels that were there,
because
the
that was a very
sound.
quiet movie too. Besides,
Yeah,
like
they did it purposely. They did that purposely. And the sound of like the bullets, the sound, the quiver in people's voices, like the dirt and the oil. Like these aren't golden era Hollywood movies. These are like supposed to be more realistic of showing what's actually happening. This is not a hoorah, good for us. This is as close as we can get to what actually happened.
and I won't spoil it, but there are, when I'm saying like it's a bad movie for like, me to watch and people like me to watch, that's because, like Kai said, you don't need to watch it. You already understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it is maybe the most effective story that's what like made me so mad at that man. Like that I was just almost as like nauseous by his behavior like at the end. So like we sat in the same room and watched the same movie.
And this is why
And
none of us turned out to be fascists.
and it's like
We're going to take it full circle.
There's
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I think storming the beaches of Normandy and fucking stabbing a Nazi in the face would have been fucking awesome.
I don't know about you, but I think you'd been shot in the head before you even got there.
I mean, probably
you'd
because
be
my head
like,
is really big, and I was obviously
Orwell,
too fat to
dude.
be a paratrooper. So
You'd be like Orwell.
Just taken off into Spain so that he can go shoot fascists.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I get shot in the neck.
I want to go on vacation. That's what he was, the original poverty
One
tourist.
boat ride to, yeah. Oh my God.
Um, but yeah, that movie, um it's bad. And there was someone on TikTok who was, I'm assuming a woman. I'm sorry, I
Wow.
didn't look in the profile this time. Um, but she was talking about how it's about friendship, and it's not. Like, that's not the message. They get friendship out of each other because they're bonding over trauma. The
That's
movie's
boot
not about
camp.
friendship and the joys of boyhood. Like,
This isn't no Stand By Me. If we're going to talk
right.
about these
No,
kind of
yeah.
movies,
The whole thing is a metaphor for everything you go through during the, okay, so whole, obviously it's a whole metaphor for everything that 18 to 25-year-old men went through for the Vietnam War. You're drafted or you enlisted, you go through boot camp. It's a very traumatizing experience. Like people get
There's
PTSD
a good
from
line
boot
in
camp.
that about enlisting. This isn't really a spoiler because it's pretty near the beginning, but the main character, he says it's not really a choice, even though it's like a lottery system, because everyone like buys into it because of the propaganda of the government. He doesn't say it
Yeah.
in those words, but he says basically he's talking to these other children really
Hmm.
about it, and he's like, even though it's voluntary, every single one of us signed up, and every single person who's qualified for it signed up. So it's an illusion of choice.
And that also goes back to the Vietnam War because until like 1971-ish, 72, um, you could get a deferment if you were in college. Only rich people could afford college. So if you're poor working class, you're gonna get drafted, right? That's the only choice you had. Or you enlisted because you didn't have any anything else to do. And it wasn't until like there was a national lottery system where you there were no more deferments in that regard that everyone, regardless of what class you were in, um, could go to Vietnam. So it's another Stephen King's other way of being a metaphor to like, that movie. But no, it sounds like the whole thing from start to finish is an allegory for the military, really in any time period, but specifically for Vietnam, because the young men, 18, 25, malleable, impressionable, their frontal lobe hasn't fully developed. They don't understand the true trauma and aspect of war, how horrible it is. So, it's like all quiet on the Western Front. It's like, oh, we're going to sign up together as pals. Let's be friends. We're good friends. We're going to join the pals brigade. We're going to go to the front line. It hasn't been a war in Europe in 100 years. It's going to be romanticized and fun. It's going to be, it'll be over soon. It'll be like a field trip for us. And the first thing,
Yeah.
happens, your buddy takes a 30 fucking 30-06 round to the fucking head blown off. You're gassed, you're bombed, you're in trenches with mud and shit and this dysentery and
Yeah, that's
gangrene and yeah.
practically
It,
like,
it, it it's
if
like
you've
yeah,
seen
it's
that movie, don't even
yeah.
bother because it's like it almost makes Dunkirk seem like it should be like on Disney Channel, like in my opinion.
Yeah. But it's
Like
just and
it's
it's
just
like, it's the longest walk. It is just like it again, it's just a massive metaphor for the Vietnam War. Now, I will say, going to give a different perspective of this from someone who does love and war movies and loves watching war movies. There is, and I will admit, a propagandized mindset in a lot of men that like this is, especially when you're 18 and 25 and even after, that there is this deus decorum est, like it is sweet to die for your country. It is this glorified thing, especially with World War II, because we were fighting an actual evil in fascism and militarism, and we won and we came back victorious, and there's all this propaganda, but they don't talk about that. Yeah, they came back from war, yeah, we won, but a lot of those guys, you know drank themselves to death or killed themselves or beat their wives, like, and then they did see horrible things, and the brutality of that war in the Pacific theater and the Eastern Front, even the Western Front, the horrors that these people saw, like it is disgusting, but there is this propagandized like thing that is pumped into us that, if you it is sweet to die for your country, and it doesn't get, you don't really, either one, you experience it. And we talked to the very, very old school fans of the show. The very one of the very first episodes we did was with Travis, my friend Travis, who was a Iraq War vet, and he was like, there was one or two people he met as an American infantryman in Iraq. He was like, the ones that signed up to, for whatever reason, they were poor, they needed college, whatever, they want to do their one tour and they want to get the fuck out. And then there were dudes over there that legitimately were sociopaths who loved it and loved killing and thought that it was the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. And those people are weird. It's like, if I had to be forced to go to war, if I got drafted and had to go, I would want to get in, I'd keep my head down and get the fuck out as quickly as possible. Because while I've never experienced war, that shit fucking sucks. Like, I would never, ever want to experience combat. Because one, I've never met somebody who has experienced combat that is a well-rounded, well-off individual. They all have problems. All of them. Even if they won the war, they had fucking problems, right? And it's even worse when you lose. You have to come back, and like like with Vietnam or Afghanistan or Iraq, you come back and it was like, what was it for? My friend died and we lost. Like, there's nothing. That famous line that, I forgot that one, the senator from Alaska was like, you can, everyone who died in Vietnam died in vain. There's a Baskin Robbins in Hanoi. What the fuck did we fight for? Like, why were we over there? So it's, I don't know. It's like, I watch war movies because of like, it is a form of propaganda, and it is, there's a part of me that's like, it would have been fucking cool to shoot a Nazi in the face. But then it's like what Kai said, just because you think you would have been the one that shot the Nazi, you could have been the one that got capped the second the ramp went down on D-Day, right? I'm out. My fat ass isn't getting in a fucking plane and jumping out of I'm being a paratrooper. No, I'm gonna be on the fucking boat. And it's just like, I don't know. I wasn't gonna go see The Longest Walk. To me, it looked stupid. I was just like, I don't need a metaphor for the Vietnam War. I can just go watch We Were Soldiers and that one horrible scene where the napalm strike happens. That
I
actually really
will
happened. I
say,
watched that. Hold on, I watched that history. They interviewed the actual guy, and they were like, "This happened. This was horrible. This has haunted me for the rest of my life." That I called in the airstrike and I was trying to save the lives of our men, and this one airstrike I called in came in a little bit too in, and the napalm hit our own guys. And I'm not going to describe what happened, but he said the scene, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. He said that scene, that image has haunted him for his entire life. And that's traumatizing. That's horrible. And if you want to go back and listen to the episode when I interviewed my friend Mike, who went and served uh, in Ukraine, in the war going on there, the stuff that he described and the pictures that he showed me, absolutely horrible. It is a bloodbath. It is disgusting. And there's no, war is worse than hell. Like, I would never ever want to experience combat. And it's gross. And that's why I like ranted at people that were like, "Oh, the Chris Kyle movie is the American Sniper is an anti-war movie." No, it's not. It is a pro-war propaganda film, because every single man who watched that movie, I would say, most men who watched that movie were like, "Man, Chris Kyle's a fucking badass. Like, he's a hero. That was good what he did. It's glory. He's a SEAL. Hoorah, America." No, it's not. Motherfucker was a racist piece of shit. And it's just, we've been just so ingrained in the propaganda that you think an anti-war movie, it really is actually pro-war. That is a pro-war, pro-imperialism, pro fucking flag waving Americana bullshit movie. And I don't know. Anyway, that was my rant. I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, war sucks. And no one should go to it. And I'm sorry that the movie traumatized you, Mark.
yeah.
Hmm. And they did it on purpose. They actually did it on purpose for Civil War too. They actually talked about how the A24 movie Civil War, they actually, apparently in all movies, like war movies or whatnot, they uh they they mute the actual gunshots and put in recordings of gunshots and lower the tone to make it like less nerve-wracking to the ear. But in Civil War, they kept them in to make it like intense and like real life and like traumatizing. I'm just like, this also another movie. I don't need to watch Civil War to know that like that would be absolutely fucking horrible.
But what I was gonna say
Speak on it.
was what
I said speak on it.
it I kind of think it takes away just a lot that is important about it by just calling it a Vietnam War movie. Um, there's a lot of other things that I noticed um, that went into play with race and class and other things that applies now. Um, I think that it was really important that that movie was made now and re-released the way it was, especially since we're all used to stuff like that. Not to be like, oh, video games are bad and whatever.
9/11.
But like it's really awful. And I wasn't gonna I will tell you what Kai, I don't wanna especially since it's late.
Do I need to
Um
earmuffs?
you may, because it's about the Native American character.
Okay, yeah, goodbye.
Yeah. Um so skip forward like 20 seconds.
It's gonna be longer than 20 seconds, folks. We can tell you that right now.
Will you shut the hell up and let me tell you what's going on? Um,
Don't lie to the people, Mark.
no, I'm gonna hurry because I don't want to actually spoil it if people are interested. Um, but you said you weren't gonna watch it, so um, the Native American character almost makes it to the end. Um, and when he dies, guess what he does?
What?
He sings a Sioux mourning song. And that is what made me actually cry out in a movie theater. Like the joy of watching Sinners and hearing them speak Choctaw, the polar opposite of that emotion. Like, oh, I just heard someone speak Choctaw in a movie. To, oh, I'm watching a Native American man die for no reason, singing the song of his people in this dreadful movie that is just, I don't know how people are gonna watch that and just be like, oh, weird. Okay. It was probably less or more than 20 seconds
I timed
because
it.
of
It was
that.
actually 1 minute and 2 seconds.
I don't believe you. Anyway,
I timed it from the start. It was 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Kai's not looking.
You lied to the people, Mark.
We're
Okay.
good.
I've been given the okay to come back.
Yeah.
I just want to say, breaking while we've been talking, we're looking at a U.S. government shutdown. We have no spending
Woo!
bill.
Of course we don't.
Yay!
Trans people bad.
But Mark good. Yay!
I don't know.
What else
My
happened?
pronouns are normal.
Normal.
Well, no, that's bad in Spanish.
How
So,
dare you?
normal. Nor is on the Nor is on the podcast.
Open the door.
And the Nor.
Nooming.
I
Oh my
don't
God.
I don't
Okay,
know Mal.
let
Norm
me
is at the door.
I'm going to play just a snippet of audio. This is going to be such a whiplash if you listen to what I just said. Oh, look, there's another one. I didn't even have to look it up.
What, Mark?
That's
What the
what
hell?
That's
this
what
is
he
what I've
sends
been
me.
sending Nelson.
That's what he sends me.
It's these AI, the John Mudd AI
Mark,
videos.
Yeah, that's
we're
because
not supposed to be consuming AI, thank you.
that's
Well, this is
I don't get
okay.
sent them because they know that I don't respond to AI videos.
It's just
Well,
like so
this is okay because
Mark doesn't
if
send
people
you
can ask AI what they're cooking for dinner, I can send Nelson 30 videos of this. Let me see if I can. All right, get
Mark doesn't
ready.
send
Listen.
Kai. Oh, okay.
Mm. We can't hear anything, Mark.
You can hear it?
No.
No,
No. I wonder if my headphones are suppressing it because it's like high pitched.
I wonder if it's suppressing it because it's cringe.
probably.
So I will there okay. I'm gonna describe this image. It might be I'm gonna send a screenshot to the chat so it can be the thumbnail of the video so everyone can see what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Great.
This is a shrimp. Can you see it?
Okay.
Yes.
Um, and it says some version of way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
Okay.
And then it says things get hotter, and then that's where the AI like messes up or doesn't understand like the format. So it'll say nonsense or something with the theme of what the shrimp is holding or swimming in. So, for example, this he's holding a pie. So it says something about like raspberry something, like kombucha or kombuchi. Um and then it'll be a giant egg that is roller skating with this guy's face on it. John Mudd is this man. Um he is roller skating down like a city street saying, "Who remembers the Alamo? Does anyone remember the Alamo?" And he's just like distraught, like genuinely asking if people remember the Alamo.
I just want
Um
y'all to remember that you gave me the thumbs up to come back for this.
yeah. So
Mark Honey Bunch, this is brain rot. Your
right.
brain is rotten. It is just
My
gone.
brain knows nothing but
Cool story,
senseless
bro.
violence, and I have now started watching the same videos as my like 4-year-old like
Nephew.
nephew. So
Anyway,
I need to put my dancing fruit video on and like calm down and go to bed. I gotta put my Lexapro in my bit of sharp cheddar cheese.
and Mark sends me cringe AI videos because Kai doesn't like AI. Just like I send Kai like overweight cat videos or just like animal videos in general. Because every time I send one to the group chat or to Mark, Mark has this like Mark makes a fucking visceral horrible comment about how it's bad and like just shits on it. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna send them to
Yeah,
Kai
I'm
from
always
now on.
like bad animal husbandry.
Constantly. It's
But I
not
don't
even like
say
it's
it in
not
the
even.
comments because like it's like half a
But
joke.
the thing is, y'all, you don't understand is like the way Mark texts is
It's just
very
so
blunt.
easy to rage
It's
bait
just very
Nelson.
blunt, and it's just like I wanna punch Mark so
Right, but it's
bad.
a joke, dude.
That's because you have no male to male contact, Nelson. You just desperately want to touch another person.
Intricate rituals or whatever that thing is.
What?
What is it?
I don't know what
No,
Lord
it's like
I don't know what Lord
men.
Farquaad is trying to prove with his blunt fucking text, but you know it's not working.
I don't
Anyway,
look like Lord Farquaad. I
yes, you
don't got
do.
a
The
bob.
fucking you have a butt cut.
Jesus Christ.
I think everyone does. It's called a crack, dude.
No, Nelson doesn't. He has no hair.
I have no hair.
You don't.
Mark is a little boy who
Let's talk
likes
about
berries
a
and
butt crack,
cream.
dude. I made a butt. You're supposed to laugh. Butt joke's funny.
Yeah, Nelson, you're supposed to laugh.
Yeah, you're supposed to
I made a
laugh.
man joke about
Why don't you
butts and
make
farts.
an AI video about it, Mark? Listen, here's
I
another
don't
thing. I
support
don't like
that.
this, Mark. First off, your communication skills have gotten worse now that you're back on testosterone. They're worse before. Ever since you oh God, it's doing the
You're
fucking
doing the
thumb thing
thumb.
again. Look, I don't appreciate your poor communication skills, and now you're trying to do fart. This is a caricature. This is wrong. You think that's all we
It's a
are?
bit.
Is just fart jokes and bad communication, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway,
Nelson,
what
I
else is
figured
that?
out how to not have the hand gestures thing. I'll have to teach you later since you are a boomer and I can't tell you now. Let's see how long it takes. Yep, there it goes. There it
I have to cut your
goes.
hands off.
Anyway, what else has happened in the world since? Oh yeah.
Uh,
Um,
By also, you know, it was okay. Moving our attention to the Middle East. I thought it was. I knew this was gonna happen because people were like, oh my God, Italy's gonna send a warship to like
Oh,
help
I
the
thought you were going to
flotilla.
talk about the guy from Saudi Arabia buying EA games.
We are technically a political podcast, Mark.
All right, Mark, I'm gonna mute you and put you
That
in
is
timeout. Mark is in
The
timeout now.
Sims.
Mark is muted in timeout. Okay. So anyway,
You're gonna make him leave.
oh yeah, shit. Hold on. I can't unmute him. I have to ask him to unmute. Anyway, so basically,
He's shaking his
shaking
head.
his head. So basically, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Italy said they're gonna send a ship to protect the flotilla." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
Flotilla.
"Y'all, that's not gonna fucking like." First off, it's not gonna end well because one, Italy literally elected a fascist government. Like the prime minister of Italy was in the fascist youth movement. And her party is the fucking
She's like,
descendants
yeah,
of
we'll protect the
Mussolini's
flotilla.
fucking
Rub their
is
hands
Mussolini's
together.
fucking party. Yeah, it's just like she's a fascist. This is not gonna work.
We'll protect
And
them real good.
lo and behold, they get a little bit past Italy into like Greek waters, right? The Italians are like, oh, we can direct the flotilla to unload in Cyprus and then blah 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 blah. And the flotilla's like, no, dude, we're going to Gaza. And Italy's like, all right, well, we're gonna pull our protection back. I was like, I called it. I knew this shit was gonna happen. Everyone is praising fucking Italy. I'm like, they elected a fascist government. This government does not give a shit. This is the same government sinking migrants in boats trying to get to Europe. They will watch Africans drown. They do not give a shit about people. They are fucking racist. And do you really think that they're gonna stick a naval ship and protect this flotilla to get to? No. Like, please shut the fuck up. So Italy shit the bed once again. My people fucked up, but luckily Greece and I think Spain are going to have pledge protection. I think as of the last time I checked, but apparently Israel now, last time I checked, will attack the flotilla if they choose not to offload in an Israeli port under an occupied Israeli port. But the flotilla's like, no, we're gonna go to Gaza. So the second that flotilla hits, quote unquote, uh, as it quote unquote Israeli waters, which is not a real thing, it's gonna get attacked again. So the navies of Europe fail again, and it's just like, hey, now Israel's gonna be allowed to do whatever it fucking wants again, and be the settler colonial genocidal fucking apartheid state that it is.
How exciting. How
Yay.
exciting for us.
Oh, our Trump. Okay,
He said that
so
you can't say the N word. Did you see that? I sent it right before we started.
this literally was about to say, Mark, you fuck, I'm punching you in the face. I'm grabbing the steering wheel on our way to Florida. Kai, this is me saying I love you and Adam now because when I'm grabbing the steering wheel
Do it on the
and
way
just
back at
driving.
least. We've already
Okay,
paid for
we'll
the
do it
hotel
on,
room.
we'll do it on the way
Right,
back.
don't make
I'm
her
grabbing
waste their money.
We're gonna
Also,
have
what
one
if something
last
horrible
happy
happens to
mile.
us and that's like on a
Well, Mark, you're
recording or the
driving.
public?
You're the one driving.
I've never been in a car accident before.
I'm giving up control and letting you sit 2 inches away from your steering wheel and nervously drive us to Florida.
It's not my fault that I'm 5'4".
It's not Mark's fault that their little legs almost snapped off after driving
Little
to
stumpy
Tennessee.
legs. Mark is like 2 inches from the steering wheel, like, oh God.
Poor Mark
I
did
don't
all the
do that.
driving. Mark did all of the driving when we went to Tennessee, and
I forgot about that.
by the time we got to his house, his poor little legs were just ready to snap right off. He was done. There was nothing left.
Those chicken
My
legs.
dogs were
Oh my
barking.
God. But yeah. So apparently, Steve Hessel, whoever the fuck is the Secretary of quote unquote war now, decided to fly back all like U.S. generals and admirals and everyone to this meeting, wasting millions of dollars just to rant about how the military went quote unquote woke and how we need to go back to how it was and people need to shave and be able to do a pull. He can't do a fucking pull up and like go back to how it was and like wasted all this
Yeah, what
money.
did he
Just this could have
say?
been a fucking email.
I saw someone say this could have been a leaked signal chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, he said the warrior mindset
Warrior
or
mindset.
something like that.
And then Trump gets up there in like a daze, and he says
He didn't get his
he's
nap
talking about
out.
parking a nuclear submarine off the coast of Russia, and he's like, "There's I call it I don't like to say it. I call it the N word. Okay, there's two N words, and you're not allowed to say either one of them. But if it comes down to it, we have a lot more than they have." And I'm like,
We have a lot more.
watch this. I watched this live. I was watching a TikTok live. I'm like, did he just fucking say
Say
that?
make a joke about the N word. I heard that everyone in that meeting, like, they didn't get any positive feedback whatsoever.
Oh,
So
somebody said this is a really niche history thing. Somebody said like, "Oh no,
brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen."
I know, right? This is not going to be a monotone, boring lecture that we're going to fall asleep to when Mark talks.
Nelson.
Oh, he literally is making fun of me, and I can't make fun of him back.
Rage baited right there. We got him.
This little shit. He's a bully. He's a fucking bully. Anyway, people were like, "Oh, he's gonna pull a Saddam and just start making them recite the party pledge and take it out back and shooting them. He's gonna purge." I was like, Trump is not nowhere near like just smart enough to or powerful enough to start fucking purging military leaders right there. I was like that. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. I was like picturing just Trump making these generals and like Republican Party members stand up. I don't know, say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then they'd walk out and get shot and get sent to prison.
Could you imagine your last words
like,
being the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge of Allegiance,
Oh.
like Trump, and like everyone's clapping, like, "Oh, we love Trump! Oh, we love Trump!" And this guy is literally just fucking up there, like geeked out on fucking benzos and like lack of sleep, and he's just like, "There's two N words. You can't say either of them." I'm like, is this a Cum Town bit, or is this the president of the fucking United
Ladies and
States?
gentlemen, this is. You can't say either of them. I can't do a Trump. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's two N words. You can't say either of them.
What
And
do
I
you
was like,
mean, dude?
we all died in 2012, and this is hell. When they
Well,
started
the
that,
rapture was supposed to happen
Oh
last
yeah, we haven't
Tuesday.
talked about the
oh
rapture
yeah.
yet.
Also,
And
were
now
there
they
actually
changed it to October 6th.
were there actually people that like sold their homes and shit, or is that just people
I
on
hope
TikTok?
so.
I want to believe that this is just TikTok bullshit, but this has happened every time that there's been like a rapture
Yeah.
scare that people just like purge all of their belongings.
Well, you can't
but
take
then-
it with you.
I bet.
But
I bet
what are they
there's an
doing with the
I bet
money?
there's
If
an
you can't-
yeah.
If
They
you can't
could
take
put
it with you, what are you doing with the money? Like, what's the point?
I'll
of
tell
having
you
the
what you can
money.
do. I'm gonna make a GoFundMe, and it's gonna say the
Mark, we
woke-
can't take any
radical-
more parts off your body. We've done enough taking
wait.
parts off your body.
Wait.
That has to be another surgery.
woke-
That surgery.
That's an addition.
Yeah, it's an addition. Well,
Remember, I was
could
going to
fold them that
donate
way.
this. I was going to donate the skin.
Oh my god.
Did we talk about this? We talked about this. Did we talk about this on After Dark?
What's your blood type?
Oh, negative. I'm a universal donor.
Oh, okay. That works.
All the little hairs are just inexplicably orange.
That would be, and we talked about this. That should be my ultimate allyship. Be like, look what I did for. I'd hold up my arm. And be like,
when
look
you
what I
said
did for
that,
Mark.
when you said that you were gonna donate the skin, I was like, "Good for you." Like, what do I need to start calling you? Like,
Oh my god.
This old skin daddy over here.
ew.
Ew. Kai. Kai, you're muted now. Kai is now in timeout.
Racist,
Kai,
a racist bear.
Kai is now in timeout. Okay, Mark.
It's like he shaved his head and he thought he was just a bear, but he's a skinhead.
No, what do y'all think? All right,
Derailed, dude.
let me ask Kai to unmute. What do you think the overlap is to like people who sold all their shit? Guy just gave me the stubbiest little middle finger.
No, she's got
That's
nails.
it's a very nice nail.
It's pedicure.
But what do you guys think? What do y'all think the
Manicured.
overlap is to the people who sold all this stuff because they thought the rapture was coming, and the ones that refused to take the COVID vaccine?
It's almost a circle. It's
None of them are holding on real tight to life. Like all
I
of
have
them.
been taken to his testosterone because you know what I was gonna call this shape that would make that Venn diagram would make.
What?
I was almost gonna say the shape would be. You look horrified.
Say it, Mark. Say it, Mark. Say it, Mark.
What?
Say it, Mark. Say it,
Boobs,
Mark.
dude.
Boobs.
Yeah, boobs, funny, haha.
All right, there's hope for you yet, Mark.
But
Nelson, he's gay.
slap him on a man, I guess.
He's also a man. Why is Morgan Wallen's stream so hard?
Why is he always got a shit?
Why is he always got to shit? Why is he always got to shit? Why is it? I mean, he's got a powerful stream. He must not have any prostate issues.
He gets a regular exam.
Why is Theo Vaughn always have to sit down when he pees and takes?
Have y'all
Why
seen
is Theo Vaughn
that
taking a shit
video
all the
where
time?
Theo Vaughn said that he was like suicidal?
What the fuck?
It was like a quick video. He was talking to somebody, and he goes, "Thank y'all for being here. Without y'all, I would have like." He was like, "I would genuinely was going to kill myself," and then like the video ends because he's like on stage after like a stand-up special.
Wasn't he just at some right-wing thing though?
Yeah, and he was at
Went to
Trump's inauguration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Because he was sitting right in front of Logan and Jake Paul.
I know, right? And then
and he was like, "Oh, these must have been some of Kamala's chairs."
And then fucking Ice used a video of his in a thing, and his first response was like,
"Pay me.
If you're not gonna pay me, take this down." It wasn't like take this down because it's morbidly irreprehensible, and it was completely taken out of context from the original joke. It was like, pay me. But no, I really think someone said this like Theo Vaughn vibes. This like he probably really is actually a Republican, but he like kind of or is like comes off as like apolitical and like blah blah blah, but he's actually really a Republican, like in disguise. And
Well, that's how a bunch of people down here are. Like if you have like a work friend, it's like, wow, this guy's really funny because
coworker politics.
He's a redneck, and that's funny. Whatever. He's got a country accent. It's funny.
Larry the
But then if you actually, I didn't know what you were doing for a second, and I look over and you're scratching your back. What I was going to say about the rapture is we could scam these people by saying I'm going to detransition before the next one.
Mark, we got like a week.
I wanted to get into heaven so bad. Well, that puts like a timer on it. So it's like,
and we don't have to do we can do the other one. What's the other one that's like a quote unquote from a Christian website that like lets like anybody fucking raise money like these?
I can't.
Yeah, no big dog.
What is
they
it
made
called?
it up for
I give or something because GoFundMe kept taking down conservative GoFundMe's, right?
Where it was like, we want to kick babies in the face. Please give us money.
That one fascist that lost his job for saying he's a fascist literally started one to raise like $30,000. But like, Mark, you want to do that? We could totally do that. I'm totally down.
I mean, yeah, because I could be like, look, the woke left did this to me. Look at this lovely young woman I used to be. Don't pay attention
with no light behind your eyes and all the pictures.
Right, they tricked me.
We'd have to find a way to not get convicted of fraud. We'd have to be like a little asterisk at the bottom, be like, "This is satire," and just like they won't read it.
Estrogen or something. I don't know.
A little bit of estrogen or something, tell you what.
They can give me, and then I'll just.
These woke doctors in Georgia doesn't make me trans.
I will accidentally sign the wrong form because all this woke they have.
Yeah, I said that I never wanted babies.
I actually wanted to be more of a woman, and look at what they did to me.
I wanted a third tit right between the other two.
I wanted another set like a cat.
Oh my God.
That was sick. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I wanted more ovaries. More ovaries.
And folks, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can get content like this, but even spicier.
You know what? What's the point
There
anymore?
actually used to be a time where we got so many people, we got to read off new subscribers, and now it's just kind of dead.
It's just because we're busy and we're
It
trying not
is. We really
to.
are busy.
We can't all be Hassan, okay?
Yeah.
Like genuinely, we decided to download like a shared calendar last week, and there is no time that we have.
All I've done is put everybody's birthdays in there.
Like
Literally, we're able to do this because Mark's brother got kicked off the football team.
Yeah, but it was kind of based. Don't let
It
him
was
hit.
based.
When he's ungrounded and he listens to this, which horrifies me, um, especially with what I
Mark, you
said
have to save
earlier.
him. He can't turn out like the rest. You have to save him.
Well, there's a Nazi that lives, which I mean, not to be like randomly thrown around. This is a genuine has Pantera and Confederate flags and other things outside of their house.
Oh, speaking of another
Um,
white guy that got shot by another white guy that deserved to fucking die, Dimebag Daryl.
anyway, go ahead, Mark.
um, and he's got the like what is that thing called? The eagle, the Nazi eagle.
Yeah.
He's got that on his car. And I said that guy should kill himself. And then Sebastian genuinely was like, "You're gonna go to hell for saying that." He said, "You shouldn't say stuff like that." And I was just like, "But he's a Nazi." And he was like, "No, but that's wrong." I know. But he punched a kid 3 times in the face and gave him a really bad black eye because he was picking on somebody with some kind of disability. So like based, but also you can't be punching people in the face 3 times at school.
Just like you shouldn't be saying that a Nazi should kill themselves.
Right. Right. Hmm.
Hmm.
Let's talk about moral absolutism some other time.
Right.
What's also I want speaking of Charlie Kirk and everything that goes on, I hate that liberals have now latched on to Matt Stone and Trey Parker as like some sort of gods because they make fun of Trump
Oh, this happens
and
all the
I
freaking
know, but
time.
I'm
Right,
just
like
like
they're
I'm
not guilty of the same alt
e-
right like kind of
exactly.
humor.
And Mark, you're not old enough to remember, but Kai and I are old enough to remember when Matt Stone and Trey Parker
Whatever.
were Republicans. Like they literally came out and said, "We're Republicans." They literally bred an entire generation of like apolitical conservative like assholes. Like it's
Well, you say apolitical, they're definitely
yeah,
libertarians.
yeah. They bred like an entire like apathetic libertarian
Right, because
bullshit.
it's just funny like to be awful to one another.
Yeah.
That's like, one of the main
They
appeals
were
about that.
like the blueprint for my generation. So we're talking about elder millennials through to mid millennials saying, I don't discriminate, I hate everyone equally, like that. That's
Yeah.
exactly they
Oh,
were responsible for
ow.
that.
Psychic damage.
Mm,
Sorry guys. I have to remind
mm.
you of of what it was.
Well, that's like my other coworker. I'm pretty sure I've said this before. Different coworker, with a disabled husband and 2 children with autism, who has food stamps, has a sticker um, on her vehicle that says, "I like Trump because he pisses off the people I hate." But she loves me,
Like
and she'll be all up in arms for me.
if we
But
want to talk about how like the people that we've met recently are just like there's no connection between their beliefs. So for the record, I'm in Florida. Anybody who doesn't remember, I'm back in Florida. My mom has had several medical setbacks. I'm here in total for I think 10 weeks. I still have 6 weeks left. Um, she was in the hospital twice since I've been here. This last time that she was in, I visit her for about 3 hours a day when she's in the hospital. And the person who way back a million years ago would have been called a candy striper, it'd be the people that walk around the hospital and just kind of like visit with patients. Um, she is like the person that's like the admin for those people in the hospital that my mom was in. And she came in to visit. She had literal rainbow hair, literally rainbow, the most incredible dye job, beautiful rainbow hair. Um, Instead of carrying like a bag, she had like a leather vest with pockets all over it, and she had
Okay.
like slime for kids and like stickers and candy and everything. She had bedazzled the vest with like rainbow
It's
mermaid
giving Pride
tails,
Parade.
rainbow mermaid tails on the back with like all kinds of stuff. Like everything that this person had is rainbow, including their name tag that had like a rainbow surround on it, which to me says, oh, this is somebody who's signaling that they're gay or like an ally for safety reasons. And then while we're talking to this person who is very interesting, like none of when I say that, I don't mean that like negatively. I think they're a very, very interesting person. But she started using um the R word, the one that's against like people
Oh
who
yeah.
are
That
intellectually
same
disabled.
coworker, the same coworker that I just talked about with the two autistic children, loudly says that at work, and it makes me
Yeah, and
cringe
like this
really
person that I
every
was
time.
talking to was like is working in a hospital. Like
Yeah,
what? Yeah.
cool.
Okay. Um, I want to take it all the way back to media literacy because this keeps happening to me and how it affects not
Are
just
you
the
about
right
to
but the
defend the fact
left.
that you say the R word?
No, this is nothing about that, and I
It
don't
was a
say it,
joke.
Mark. Anyway,
Congratulations for not getting rage abated that time.
I'm gonna hit him, Kai. I have this back
Or
spread. I'm
maybe
gonna
he
hit him.
has.
I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna hit.
I
I'm gonna hit
I
more.
can't
No,
do
him would be Maul. I'm gonna hit Maul.
I have
Mall.
nothing to do with between Alabama and Florida. All right, once you're here, I can stand in
It's
the
no
way.
man's land.
It really is. It really is.
No,
So
don't
okay,
look anybody in the eye.
there's on threads like Instagrams or Meta's like trying to be Twitter that failed because it's nowhere near as popular. Okay, there was a funny joke that was going around, and somebody made it look like a legitimate warning, and it had the little eye with the
Aha.
circle. This user is suspected of being part of a terrorist organization called Antifa. Please report any suspicious behavior. It was a joke. They made it look like an official thing. It is a joke. Yahoo News like literally fact checked it twice, and it's like this is not real, people. This is a joke. And for the past 3 fucking days, I have gotten people messaging me on Instagram. My DM request has been filled with people saying, "Oh, oh, by the way, man, I Meta sent me. I saw your post, and Meta said you were Antifa and like flagged you. Blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "You are a
You've been
fucking
marked.
idiot."
You've been marked by Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm like, I have posted so many times that it's a joke, and these people are fucking. If you're listening to this and you've messaged me that, know that I hate you. You are a fucking idiot because it
On my
takes
way to
two
message him that right
fucking
now.
to realize this is a joke. Nobody get no fucking Meta. Oh my god, these are the same people that think like a civil war is gonna break out fucking tomorrow. No, it's not. You fucking
I do
assholes.
not give Mark Zuckerberg permission to
Yes,
copy
this is
my
boomer
photos.
shit. My photos. It's the same people that think that America is going to devolve into a civil war tomorrow. No, it's not. You know why America's not going to devolve into a civil war, you fucking
Because
morons?
everybody's got
It's
to go to work
because,
tomorrow.
yeah, because I got to go to work tomorrow. I still got to get paid. I can go to Walmart and buy shit that I want. I can go on Amazon and buy what the fuck I want and watch my shows on Netflix and fuck off and get a VPN to get on other websites. Like nobody gives a shit. Nobody in their right mind is going to go out and just start fucking. We're gonna brother civil war when you could when it's college football season. Nobody, I'm gonna fucking stay
Nobody's
home and
got
watch the
time for
Bama.
that.
You're gonna nobody. Are you fucking
We got to
telling me?
go to Walmart and buy all
And
the sour cream and cream
I
cheese.
say this as I if I
Rotel
say
dip.
this as a born and raised Southerner in Alabama that heard this joke my entire life. Do you think these bumblefuck cousin fucking rednecks are gonna go out and start a civil war when fucking Bama plays Tennessee next week? Absolutely fucking not.
It's going
Okay.
to be the opposite of the Civil War. There's going to be a great time of harmony and
Our
unity.
especially if Bama beats fucking Tennessee's goddamn volunteer assholes. Um, Fuck Rocky Top. Listen, if meta is nobody gives a shit. No, you're white. You're not gonna get hauled off to a fucking camp. You should be concerned more about ICE picking up anyone that's brown and those fucking idiots not knowing that Puerto Ricans are U.S. fucking citizens and picking up people off the street because they're one shade darker than you and shipping them to fucking El Salvador. That's the fucking issue, not a joke on fucking threads about Antifa. You fucking morons.
Hey, Nelson,
Get some media literacy.
which of the dictators was it that we have video of who, when they would do their speeches, would hold a riding crop? Because you are given that so hard right now.
Riding crop.
Nine,
This
nine,
is
nine, nine.
Trenchbull.
C, C,
From
C, C, C,
Matilda.
C, 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 C. You know, it's just like, oh my God. It's just like, it's what we talked about media literacy is just take one. There are literally people taking the same font and saying, I made one that said, this user is suspected of being Italian. Please report any suspicious activity. Somebody made one. Somebody made one that said, and I copied and pasted it. Somebody made one that said, this user is suspected of taking 500 Tylenol and the COVID vaccine. Please report any
Oh, so
suspicious
you know you got
activity.
uber autism.
Yeah, I posted a picture of Bucky the beaver.
I think
and
that's
I
what
said,
your
"This-
problem is, dude. That's what I was about to say. I think Big Beaver has targeted
No,
you.
the thing is because fucking I thought it was hilarious, but Yahoo News used my post with Bucky's and tagged me, and I put my thing, and then I got mass reported for selling illegal goods, which is something fucking fascists do to take down leftist pages or anyone that take down any page they don't like. Is just mass reported that it's
I wonder,
selling illegal goods, and they'll automatically take it down for at least
do you
24
think that
hours.
you were in a board meeting?
I hope so.
Do you
I
think
really
someone
hope so.
had like a poor intern somewhere print that out and there's just like the most like Patrick Bateman dude like sliding the like picture across the glass table. He's like, boy,
Let's see what's
Okay.
left of the South Post. It's like, oh my God, it's perfect. That beaver, it's the old Bucky
Oh.
statue. The font is perfect. But I'm
I
like,
don't
oh
know.
my, and
Feels a little.
so they fucking, I did one as a joke. I know like this is gonna be kind of cringe, but I was like, this user suspected of being a good boy, blah blah, or like I did one as like this user suspected of being a baddie. Like it's a joke, and these people keep fucking messaging me these like wannabe coffee shop revolutionaries are like, oh my God, Meta tagged you as Antifa. Oh, blah, 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 blah. No, you fucking idiot. I
Goodbye,
tagged myself
comrade.
as a joke, you dumb. I should be like, I really fuck. Okay, Mark, you're right. That is where your humor is spot on. I should be like, oh my God, comrade, thank you so much. I shall alert the party.
Remember when
like-
everyone was
it's like-
calling
it's
everyone
like
else
my-
comrade?
It's like- oh my, that is so fucking cringe. I'm sorry.
Isn't that
When
what-
people call me comrade unironically, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It's just so goofy.
It's the most like pencil neck fucking dweeb. I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Like it's like people it's like if this person was gonna fight Kai would beat your ass. I would put all my money on Kai.
Well, that's just normal anyway.
I got a lot of rage pent up right now.
It's like I'm putting my entire everything I have in my account on Kai to beat this guy up. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Oh God, that felt good to get out. Fucking idiot. It's like
Maybe
Mark,
stop
remember
going
that
to
one
therapy.
time when I posted that comment, I posted that cover of doing that really that old folk song Fraulein that Coulter Wall and
Oh,
Tyler
people were
Childers
like,
covered.
that's rude.
No, one person, and this person, I don't know why. It was a long time ago when we were trying to build the audience. They had they messaged me and I hit, accept the request. It's probably like 5 years old or whatever.
Oh,
But
man,
it's someone that
that's-
like has never posted a picture of themselves, and it's just like a random account that is apparently a woman. I don't know. They've never posted a human picture ever, and they only have like a few pictures. And this person, I posted a cover of Fraulein. This person was like, actually, I live in Germany, and the term Fraulein is outdated and not used anymore, and blah 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 blah. And I remember it was like, I didn't even respond. And Mark, Mark, I told you guys, and Mark, without missing a beat, said, "You should have said, okay, Fraulein."
Just what do you mean you live in Germany now? Like are you
Hi,
like
traitor.
I
You know
can
what I
move
mean?
anywhere and just say stuff.
Yeah. I gotta move to the enemy territory, jackass. We beat them
Also, how
twice.
old do you think that song is?
The song's old as fuck.
Right. So, this outdated term that's used in this song from, you know,
1945.
there's a
Oh
lot
my.
of songs from 1945 that say a lot of outdated things.
All right. Like, I'm sorry that this like really actually beautiful love song at Fraulein, which you like, I never would have thought
And that's not even the
the
problem with
German,
that song.
yeah, the problem is Cold to Wall, but like the
Right.
problem, like I thought it just meant woman or girl in German. Like, I'm pretty sure if I look it up, it still means. I didn't know like the Nazis fucking use it. They were like, "Yeah, wohl mein
Yeah, they were
Fräulein." Yeah,
That's a stupid thing to say too. Well, I mean, I could be
yeah.
like kind of ignorant on that, but
Ugh.
like
I know they did have to go back
it's
and
a
like change a bunch
German
of words
word.
because like Nazis like really like Führer actually did mean like leader, and they like had to like find a new word for leader because they're like, we can't say this anymore.
Imagine if we did that like in America. We couldn't say half of our shit.
So fucking true. Oh my! And I just said that because I was just looking at my at Instagram, and again I had fucking message requests. Here we go. Heads up! I got a heads up from. I'm not gonna read this person's
No,
name.
do not
You
say
got a
I'm
that.
heads
not,
up?
but it's like heads up. I got an Instagram alert in my notifications that quote unquote this user is suspected of being part of a terrorist organization called Antifa. Dot dot dot. End quotes. Crazy.
Crazy, wacky
Here we go. Here's
stuff.
another one. Here's another one. Hey, just telling you. Hey, just telling, but I got a notification about Insta promoting threads. You know that the basic what's pod posted a thread you might like, but it showed your profile and it said, "quote This user suspected of being part of a terror dot dot dot." End quote. So if you aren't
This user's
actually
suspected of
affiliated
being
with this
gay.
perfect, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is classic. So if you aren't actually affiliated, this is the perfect moment to sue Insta or something. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh
Wait,
wait,
Affiliated. Wait,
wait. So he think that we are
this
so
part, this
morally
this should
person,
be a
bankrupt.
class
this
action
person
lawsuit
thinks this
against.
person thinks that I could legitimately sue this billion-dollar corporation uh that
For
had
libel.
nothing to do with this joke and win. So if you aren't actually affiliated, this is the perfect if you aren't actually
Nelson
affiliated,
can't read,
this
by
is
the
the
way, guys.
perfect moment to
He
sue
can't help
Insta
it.
or
He's from
something.
Alabama.
Shut the fuck up, Mark. Oh, here we go. Here's my favorite in three parts. This person might have unfollowed me. Anyway, this is a perfect in three parts. So I saw a post of yours on Threads, and the little window it gives me to show me stuff to try and get me to use Threads because I won't. And there was a warning. There was a warning on your post that said you were suspected of being Antifa and to report any suspicious activity. I, of course, know this is propaganda and a scare tactic. Obviously, you fucking
Oh,
don't. But I
someone's
thought
been
you.
watching.
I know that
I
this is
know.
Someone's been
propaganda.
I
watching some Hank Green
know.
videos and know their vocabulary words. I too can use buzzwords.
I of course. No, this is propaganda and a scare tactic. But I thought you might want to know. I don't know if you can see it from that. I hold on, wait. Don't know if you can see it from that side. And this is the first time I've seen Meta post that kind of disclaimer.
You know what? I take that
Second,
back.
hold
That
on, wait,
does
Mark.
kind of
Hold on,
sound
wait.
like something I'd say.
Hold on, wait. Oh God,
So I'm
Lord
kind
have
of going
mercy.
on their side a little bit.
Here we go. Next part. I have a screenshot, but it won't let me send it to you. Anyways, much love to you and keep fighting the good fight. Purple heart. I posted a story
Fighting
saying
the good fight. It's just
I
you
posted
watching
I posted the
Sopranos.
story and I said I up. And I posted to this story so everyone can read. Y'all, the caption about being an Antifa terrorist is a fake yet funny trend from threads, and folks have been copying and pasting it. Thank you for your concerns, but we aren't at that level of dystopia, yet. And this person commented, gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm going to publicly apologize to that last one because I think you were just genuinely trying to be helpful, and I'm sorry that I was being a hater.
Boo. I, of course, know this is propaganda.
I think they were just trying to be helpful.
I just
Look,
okay. I would like to say something else. Nelson, what is the shortening of anti-fascist?
Antifa.
How do you say anti-fascist? I want you to say those two words.
Anti-fascist.
Antifa.
Anti
Antifa.
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 Get
Antifa.
fucked. You illiterate little.
Anti-fascist. Antifa.
It's it's not your auntie.
Antifa.
I'll
Whoa,
say like
what
a
was
German. I'll say like the German version.
that? Also, if you're
Antifa.
affiliated with this decentralized group that is just an ideology,
That's why I was laughing so much earlier. Like, I will report back to the party. like there's a war room somewhere.
I got you, comrade.
it's just a bunch of like
We're gonna lose so many
like-
fucking listeners.
twee people, like
Don't
the
give a
dark
shit
academia
anymore.
TikToks where they're wearing like their little like tortoiseshell glasses and their sweaters, and they look up from their books when you rush in.
they're actually reading Das Kapital. It's like, all right, calm down, dude.
No, they just got it open, and their
Yeah,
phones
this
on
got
the
open.
inside.
They're not even reading it. The phone's on the inside. They're actually listening to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, they
They're
got
listening. They're listening to
an
Come
AirPod
Down
in.
while they're actually listening to Come Down while they're pretending to read Das
No,
Kapital.
they're gooning while they're
But not if you're in a state that requires an ID in
Oh
order to
my God.
access.
That's what VPNs are for, baby. Woo!
Oh my! I want all our listeners to know all 5 of you have stuck around. Nelson,
hey, I love
nobody
you. How
hates
are
the
you?
fans more than Nelson.
Yeah, you bullied how many
All
people?
of
Like,
us, all of us
stop
are
talking to
mean
us.
ass little bitches. All of us, every single one of us, even the ones who could not be called bitches, mean ass little bitches. But nobody hates you the way Nelson does.
See, I can be one
Because
over
I
very
it's just I
easily.
want it's because I want I hate you all because I want to believe
I'm
in
not
you
racist.
so
I hate
bad.
you all equally. It's-
All right, Mark is again in timeout. Okay.
I used to say you liked when I
I
laughed.
it is. It's a lovely
Now
giggle
we're
that
in
brings
this
me joy.
loveless marriage.
No, Mark, your giggle still is funny and it makes me smile. But
buddy.
that and when you go, yeah.
Yeah. I do
Yeah.
that at work too. Like, I don't know if it's like
you
a
put
vocal
so much
stem.
bass. You put so much bass in your voice when you say that. That's like the most mass thing you
I
do.
wonder
is
where I got it from. Yeah.
yeah. But like I hate the fans because I want to believe in them so badly that they're better than the other ones, but they're not. They prove me
Oh.
time and time again. I was like, I want to believe.
Like the dad I never had.
Exactly. I'm proud of you, son.
I'm gonna cry.
Boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right.
Boy ain't right.
You need to know the difference between
done-
Velveteen.
Velvet and Velveteen. A gentleman should know the difference. Oh, this is muggy November weather.
Oh no, here he goes.
I know I got him started.
Anyway, 35 years. Oh man, I'm gonna be able to say that soon. Oh God.
We're literally throwing him a birthday party.
I
We've
know. It's gonna be
we
the best.
literally have a secret chat where we are planning
It's
his
not
birthday party.
half secret.
Well, the only thing I divulged is that Mr. Speaker is going to punch him.
Yeah, it's just the existence. So
Anyway, y'all.
You're not allowed to feel bad about it because I'm always going to be 2 years older than you.
That's true. That's true. I wanna find my British charming. It sweeps me away.
British charm.
Instead, you keep dating Southern white girls who are always bad news.
I know. I actually had a friend. I actually had a mutual tell me that I need to stop dating white women.
Yeah, I said that too. I said that to you about 5 years ago.
Look, Kai, you always said it first. We know. Kai, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
You're
just
right,
gotta.
Kai.
You
You're
just
always,
gotta have
Kai, you
another
really are always vindicated because you really do always say things first. There is a
wise
woman
beyond
on
your
this
years.
Mark, there is a woman on this podcast, and she's trying to be heard. God damn it. I love y'all.
We need to end this episode. This is cursed now.
You're the only two fans I ever truly loved.
Well, it kind of sounds strange calling us that after we've been friends, and I would never call. So I call them the listeners.
Yeah, they
Not
can't
fans.
possibly be fans
That just-
after
that
what we
just
said.
sounds- That just sounds creepy. The listeners. That sounds like it's about to go into one of those stupid TikToks about Appalachia and how like you don't want to.
Don't whistle at
No,
night, or the
don't
listeners are gonna come get you. They're
If
gonna
you
take
don't,
your left socks.
if you open your window halfway at 3 o'clock at night and spin around 5 times, the listeners will come get you.
You gotta whistle Dixie and close one of your eyes and hop on your left leg to get them to go away.
When you
That's
finally
why-
regain consciousness, every soda in your fridge will be upside down.
It'll all be replaced
why-
with cream soda.
RC
And
Cola.
that's why-
Okay, it's
that's why-
Appalachia. It's RC Cola.
That's RC Cola. And that's why your peepaw done shoved a Coke bottle up his.
So he's always safe.
He
He
fell
got
on
one
it.
deck.
fell
Yeah,
on it.
he fell on it.
And that's why your peepaw shoved a glass Coke bottle up his ass, and Meemaw hit him with a cast iron skillet to keep the listeners away.
See, now you're kind of getting into the camp of the Hatfields and McCoy's comedy show in Penny
No. We
Forge.
do not talk about that cursed building.
It looks like Monster House. That is one of the best. That is
Why?
cinema.
If I was Appalachian, if I grew up in Appalachia, I'd be so pissed at stupid fucking TikToks. Like my Meemaw always taught me, don't go whistling in the woods.
Yeah, it's like, well, my
Fuck up.
Meemaw was like, well, not mine, but your Meemaw was a Baptist. What do you mean?
My peepaw done moon. Your grandfather was a Baptist preacher. There was no moonshine nowhere. You grew up in Raleigh. What are you talking about?
He didn't go blind because of moonshine. He went blind because he had glaucoma.
It's a- Man,
I'm from Appalachia, dude. You grew up in a suburb of Nashville. Shut the fuck up.
yeah, I'm from the holler, and it's like a suburb.
This reminds me of somebody that we talked to on this show one time.
Ooh.
And the funny thing is that anybody who you're all thinking about, you're right. It's all of them.
Oh my god.
I can think of one person who talked about a book that Nelson will never remember that episode because he was so dissociated that he couldn't come back to the episode. And I remember a country artist.
Oh
no.
my god.
That's
No.
You're using the word artist.
No.
That's why I
Actually-
hesitated.
And using the word country. Because
No.
bro is from Ohio, right? Or was it
No, so California. Look, also anyone, if you are new to the left and think that Pink Williams is like this great, awesome, like cowboy southerner, he's not. Stop listening to him. He's a piece of shit.
Just listen to Nick Shoulders instead.
Yeah, God, fucking listen to Noah Khan. That's at least fucking
No,
better.
Khan.
Never mind. Boo.
No, listen
Anyway,
to
y'all.
Nick Shoulders. He's a white guy. So
Listen to Tyler Childers and just be happy.
yeah.
All right, y'all. Mark, Yeah,
Um,
think of some folksy wisdom about what not to do in Appalachian. That's what we're gonna end the episode on.
okay. Should I do it in the Jeff Foxworthy kind of
Yes.
setup?
Yes.
Um, nah, actually. How about this? Don't put a bottle tree in your yard, which is just like the blue bottles on like the sticks, because you're gonna light your yard on fire. So
Oh.
there's been a burn ban here for like 2 months. Don't set your yard on fire.
I just picture some fucking Yankee transplant moving to Appalachia, like, oh, and it's like
Going to Hobby Lobby and
I
getting
heard
them
on
some like
TikTok you had
painted
to, yeah, fucking
bottles.
blue glass fucking bottles and burning their fucking house
No, it's
down.
like clear glass, but they've been like painted with acrylic paint.
Oh my, and just fucking setting their lawn on fire. Fucking ignoramus. Anyway,
Ignorant
it's
what?
ignoramus.
That's what they used to say on the Cracker Barrel
Exactly.
pegboards. That's
That's
why
where I
they took it
got
away
it
from
from.
us.
I'm sorry, in your what?
Ignoramus. If you can't get one of them pegs removed, you're an ignoramus.
That's where the Coke bottle goes.
Now that's some Jeff Foxworthy
And that's
shit.
how we,
You
that's
might
how,
be a redneck. If
that's how people done,
you put the
that's how
peanuts
people
in
that's
the
how,
glass Coke.
Oh my god, that's how people done kept the haints out the house. He done shoved the Coke bottle up.
And then
Ignoramus.
he done scared the haints off because they were like, "Whoa, we can't.
We can't hang with
There
this
is a
guy.
greater evil than us."
And then Meemaw done hit him in the back of the head with a cast iron skillet and scared the haints away in them damn Yankees.
Damn carpetbagging
I'm fucking
Yankees.
crying. Oh my god. Anyway, goodbye, y'all.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Oh shit.